And I spent a good hour and a half yesterday making sure all the stuff that you might run into today I say might, because last week's Halloween session didn't quite go as I thought it would.
Yeah, we
uh,
spent a lot of time yelling at each other.
I don't know, like talking about your feelings, that's scary shit.
I will tell you guys, and I don't know. I don't know how the viewers think or how other GMs would handle it or not. Those are some of my favorite episodes. They really are. I just get to sit back, pop some popcorn. I think Rhea actually said she had popcorn at one point.
I did.
Yeah.
I had made popcorn before the session.
Nice. Those are some of my favorite sessions, because what's the point of this game? Where's the weight behind the dice you roll if you're not invested in your characters, huh?
Yeah.
What's the fun if the DM doesn't get to sit back and laugh at us sometimes?
Yeah. But on the other hand of it too, what's the point of all that role playing if eventually it doesn't the shit doesn't hit the fan and you got to roll some dice, right?
I agree. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So, everyone, welcome back. We are live. YouTube's telling me so, and YouTube never lies.
Never.
Never
ever.
ever.
Just like it never crashes.
Nonsense. Welcome back to Curse of the Crimson Throne. The last session, as we were just discussing, you guys had survived the battle on the bridge, managed to rescue 50 some odd people, which is a feat not to be understated. I know that your main goal, of course, was the orphans, but you guys did a really good deed that day. Dressed as the white masked crusaders. You guys really haven't come up with a name yet, so I don't know what to call them, but they wear white masks. And boy, are they on some kind of crusade. But yeah, you saved a lot of people. They dispersed out through the city to go to homes or other places of residence. And the orphans and Anna and a few stragglers that either had just no one else or... which, by the way, I should be more specific, Murray, because you would probably be the one keeping tally of this. There are 4 other adults that are currently taking shelter in the
Yeah, you told
warehouse
us.
with you. Okay, perfect. And tensions were very high. You guys have just been through a very stressful event. You are in the presence of Freya, who is Faust's sister, and there is some question as to her loyalties or why she's even there. And yeah, a lot of conversations. Eros was very angry and got many people angry at her. But then on the other hand, really had some things to say. So the session ended, however, with everyone kind of doing their own thing, and Van Carlo coming to the door and bringing in the dead body of Faust that he had liberated from the battlements of the citadel. And in Faust's hand was a piece of cloth, and written on it in his own blood and handwriting were the words, Raylan is Endiason. To which Freya promptly fainted and fell off the second floor of the warehouse. Hit the ground in a poof. Rin, Freya, does she wear... What does she wear? What is she dressed as? What's her costume?
As?
Yeah, no, what does she wear?
I'd like to say she cosplays the shape, but I'm not gonna go there. No, she would
No wonder no one
probably
trusts
be
her.
wearing. Probably still somewhat like of a scholarly gown, but over it would be a black cloak that she usually covers most of herself with.
So no Mary Poppins skirt that might have softened her landing?
No.
Okay.
No
well then.
mysterious umbrella.
No. Well,
No.
she hit the ground.
Just fell.
Van Carlo is okay, though he, while in stable condition, really took a beating. Very understandable given the foolhardy man stole a body from the citadel of Corvosa.
Yeah, he does the coolest shit when we're not around.
He's got amazing cutscene powers. So yes, we're going to pick up there. You guys have discussed a little bit about the note and what it means. I don't believe you've woken up Freya yet. We're going to pick up right where we left off. That night, it's probably around midnight, maybe close to 1 in the morning now. You're in the warehouse. You have False Body. You have Carlo stable, but I'd say at this point unconscious. He's probably fallen asleep. Freya also has fallen asleep, kind of by default. What do you guys do?
I had already told Amelia, or I'd kind of already said, or told Amelia who Raylan and the importance of the other name I can't remember is, right?
And Diason.
And
Diason. I had already kind of said that, right?
Yeah, Amelia showed you the cloth and was just like, does this mean anything to you? And she mentioned that was her mother, or his mother-ish.
So the first thing, or the next thing that Oras would do would be to check on Freya to make sure she didn't do any serious damage in that fall.
How much damage did you take, Ray? You took 2d6, I believe.
I think I took 5.
Okay, so not unsubstantial damage. Probably a twisted ankle.
Oh.
that's okay. Muri's already in shifted gears into fixing stuff. So just get her a bed. We'll fix it.
Well, Rhea had already brought her over and was working on healing her.
Right, I do remember that. And we'll say with the healing, Freya would come back to consciousness because, unlike in the movies, when people faint or are knocked out due to injury or something, they do not remain unconscious for very long. And if they do, you should really worry. So Freya does, you come back to consciousness, probably seeing Rhea leaning over you, looking concerned. Casting, what would you be using? Healing touch?
I don't know. I think it's just cure wounds that I have.
Okay. You're using cure wounds.
Yeah, I only have cure wounds.
Isn't healing touch just a paladin feature?
Yes, but I think she might be out of it.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
So you wake up.
Mm-hmm. Freya kind of blinks at Rhea for a bit, just still a little bit in shock. Not probably moving immediately.
Are you all right?
She raises a hand to her head, kind of rubbing her forehead some, and in a rather low tone, a bit of a shaking voice, she begins just to say, "Why, you were supposed to stay by my side. How am I to continue this burden, the life that shackled us so?" And I should note that she's not looking at you. She's not talking to you directly.
Muiri?
Although you're allowed to interpret it that way if you want.
Yeah.
Are you actually genuinely calling for her or no?
Yes.
Oh. Yes, dear.
I think that fall may have been, I don't know, a little worse than it seemed. I mean, I healed her. She's fine physically. But would you say that again, Freya?
Freya sits up some, pulling her knees in, and nestles her head in her arms. What? What?
Should I roll a medicine check to see if she's like actually fine or like
Sure, go ahead and roll
what's
me a
going
medicine check.
on? Come here. Yeah, there you go. Oh wait, it disappeared.
Remember to drop it in the chat box.
In the chat box.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
There you go. She's physically fine. She's got a sprained ankle. Well, had one. It's been cured by now. But otherwise, she seems physically okay. Maybe a little shaken. It's clear that her eyes are dilated and kind of darting around. It looks as if she's in a mild state of shock.
Gotcha.
Freya looks down some, still quivering a bit, and says, What? What is point in even moving? I know I don't compare to him. Why am I here?
Weary will come forward slowly and kneel down by her bedside and sort of gently take her hand, if allowed.
There's not a lot of resistance, but there's not a lot of acknowledgement either. Freya, her eyes go empty for a bit, as if she's kind of lost focus, and her body seems to stiffen a bit. You promised. You said you wouldn't leave me alone. And now...
For what it's worth, child, I do believe he kept his promise, though perhaps not in the way you thought he.
She looks up some, contemplating what you said, and gives you a more intense stare. That doesn't mean anything. And her expression contorts from a manifestation of fright to a raw grimace. There's nothing left. This shambling vessel, I don't have any reason to stay. I guess I'll just follow you. But at the end of that, though, it kind of feels like she drifted off from talking to you to someone else.
All right. For the peanut gallery in the Discord chat, I'm about to kick your ass.
I said nothing.
Exactly who I'm talking to.
Yeah, just for the record, I've said nothing. All right, so, but in all seriousness, so Freya is kind of going silent, not quite talking to you, Murray.
The path is not yet lost, child. You are still alive. And sometimes that is the greatest gift that you could ask for.
She gains focus again, and her eyes dart to yours. with a bit of a wry smile and somewhat manic eyes. She stares at you for a bit and says, "Hey, did you know that it's possible to ascend past this plane? I wonder how it's achieved. The easiest route is probably death. I wonder if that's the quickest as well."
Oh boy. Okay. Amelia, running a hand over her face, says, "If you plan on throwing your life away, then be done with it, because we don't have time to take care of you. We have work to be done."
Moiri's head whips around. Amelia. If we do not make time for those who need it, then what is the point of us being here?
How could you say that to someone?
Because we have... And she kind of backs down a little bit, but there's still this defensiveness to her. We have a task. We have a mission, something that is important that we need to get done. If we're...
So at that point, Aras, who's still standing next to Amelia, will just kind of like reach over like comfortingly and kind of go to like pat her on the back, but then know she doesn't like to be touched and just kind of like, okay. And then we'll ask Freya, you know, I didn't know your brother well, but I don't think he would have wanted you to throw everything away so easily.
She tilts her head to the right some, raising an eyebrow and wearing a frown of just disgust. Huh? You think I care? Creatures throw themselves into a weave of lies with their faults. Where is God in any of this, our oh-so-great saviors? Should I not question the failings of those above me, not to mind his own? The world that gives no respite to its faithful.
Moiri kind of snorts and said, "Death never did betray a soul who loved her."
I think, I'm sorry to say this, but she's going to ignore what you said. And she's going to continue talking to Roz just with sheer contempt. Roz, right? Did you want this? Did you want him to die? You didn't seem to care about him much in life, nor death.
After
What do
she
you-
spent like an hour ripping into Moiri.
Freya's not aware of this. She's not aware.
I know.
Yeah.
What do you mean I didn't care about him? I mean, perhaps I cared too much. You know, perhaps I should have sent him away instead of being excited that there was somebody else who might understand things from my perspective for once. You know, the quest for knowledge and new things.
She's gonna roll an insight check on that, and I'm gonna hope it's not a bad roll.
Go for it.
Because otherwise this conversation may not go very well. Okay. That's a decent roll. She looks at you a bit quizzically. That was not what she was expecting. And says, "But you stood before me as if to condemn his behavior and belittle my choices. Are you sure that... What was the rationale behind your actions previously, then?"
I wasn't condemning his behavior. I mean, as far as like searching for knowledge, I mean, I don't.
You say you've experienced death, that you've been harmed. I believe that was the heart of your convention, actually. Yet you stood before me, an oppressor amongst the weak. Your snide remarks and half-witted assumptions. For what reason should I assume his death wasn't your making?
His death wasn't by any of our making. It definitely wasn't something we wanted, and I tried to do everything I could to make sure that we all escaped the dungeon alive together. If I knew what would have happened then, I would have waited. I mean, I tried to do everything I could, try to make the timing right. And think as much ahead of time. But the best laid plans never go according to plan. And my questioning you earlier had less to do with whether or not I wanted your brother alive. If anything, it's more because I don't want anybody else to die. Least of all from the same family. I mean, I know exactly what it's like to lose a brother. And the downward spiral it can put you on. And I mean, Amelia is right that we do have a mission here. We have a goal. And whether you agree with it or not, I don't really think you should. I don't know if it's your fight to stick around for. Then again, I'm not the person to make that choice. Just like none of us here could have made the choice for your brother.
Freya looks up at you with mournful eyes, seeing that you're being more genuine than what she had thought of you as previously. And she asks you in an almost kindred manner, "Tell me, or us, do you know what happens when a bird flies too close to the sun?"
Well, I assume it would catch fire and burn.
Yes. You see, conceit, arrogance, fallibility, all tools that enable our derision. It's with those same tools, the evident animosity they bear, that we both ascended as if we bore wings of our own. And do you know what the difference is between us?
No.
Well, I think it's obvious myself that one of us seems to still be flying and the other seems to have crashed. And while saying that, she grits her teeth some out of frustration, but still gives you a bit of a mournful look. And here we are, this plague-like substance, the coalescence of sin materialized through emotions. How different a dispute than the creation of the blood veil. I think that's what he would have said anyway. And she seems to have calmed down some, but with closed eyes, she breaks into tears a bit, relaxing her pose, and says, "Forgive me, I'm nowhere near as strong as he was, and I don't think I ever will be. I think I'll just need some space. I'll be ready to move out. Just wait till morning at least."
You said you thought this plague was the coalescence of emotions?
Out of character, I will tell you. Freya, being very scholarly, uses high-level diction and prose, intentionally so, like as a character perspective. She was referring to our discourse as a plague because of the negativity.
See, yeah, Aras is not even picking up on that. So
That doesn't surprise me. Freya
actually,
would intentionally go over people's heads sometimes. She's quite arrogant when it comes to diction.
okay. Because Aras just kind of found out about Raylan, that's kind of what she was seizing on. And
Yeah, Freya still doesn't know that.
so she was gonna ask, that actually we don't. The players don't know about the. No, we do. Because we saw their interaction earlier.
I'll tell you what you know. No, what do you know?
Just about like the connection between Faust and Raylan.
You would know that they do have a strong relationship, given the way Raylan treated Faust when you were together. It was almost like a mother doesn't seem like the right word. A teacher fond of their student. It's obvious they had strong ties. It's obvious she knew who Faust was and was very aware of his methods. And had even told him to be very, very careful because she did not want to lose him. I don't know what the exact words were, but and Ren, you can back me up on that. She said something to that effect in front of all of you.
Yeah, basically.
So Ross is going to say, it's you mentioned plague, and I really don't want to be indelicate, if you could believe that, but I need to ask about what you know about Raylan.
She winces some with the mention of that name and looks at you and says, "Is there reason you ask about her?"
Well, if this note from your brother's right, then she's the source of this plague and the reason why your brother was incarcerated in the dungeon in the first place, and ultimately the one responsible.
Her eyes widen, and she gives you, maybe maybe it wouldn't be fair to say she's angry at you, but just a furious stare, and says afterwards, show me that note.
So, would Amelia give it to Araz, or Amelia take
Amelia's
it?
not fucking there, but she would have handed it over.
Okay.
Yeah, Amelia walked out of the warehouse during the conversation. Removed herself before she could have another faux pas.
That's fine. So, Araz would hand it over to Freya.
I guess I should ask the DM first of all. Does Freya know who Endiasin is? Because this might not mean a whole lot to her.
Roll me an intelligence check. No, sorry. Roll me a knowledge history check. Well, that's a 1 plus 8.
Oh, whoa.
You think you've heard of that before? It's a type of ottoman that maybe
Type
someone
of
at the
ottoman?
academy uses. Maybe you saw that once, but no, not really. You have no idea who she's talking about.
Okay, yeah. So Freya stares at it as if trying to interpret the meaning, like squinting her eyes as if she thinks that'll help her read and discern it better, but she just looks confused.
Would she say anything, or do I have to ask her? Like,
It might take a few seconds because she's very prideful. But after a little bit, she would speak up and say, who exactly is Endiasin?
do you know of Ugathara?
Is that another history check? 'Cause I don't think she does.
Yes, that would be another hit. No, that would be a religion check.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Ugathor is the goddess of many things. The goddess of pestilence and death and sex and depravity, and the undead. She is known as the Pallid Princess.
Okay.
She is very evil.
Freya would slowly nod to what you're saying.
So, when we investigated this plague ship, or what we suspected was a plague ship, we found a bound book that was a sacred text of Ugathora, but every place Ugathora's name was, it had been scratched out and written above it, Endiasin. And
So, at that moment, you see Freya cover her mouth with one of her hands and like punch the ground. I don't know what the ground's made of, but she's punching it. She's not paying attention either. But you could probably make out that she said something pretty profane.
She's in a bed.
Okay, so she's punching the bed and she's furious, so she's gonna punch it more.
so Aras would try to like grab her hand and stop her from.
Weary, who is still at her bedside, will sort of shoo Aras away.
Oh, okay.
But Freya
I
calms
think
down.
that might be enough. So one day.
Freya would calm down enough though to at least say, I guess we're going to have a very long talk tomorrow about what little I know about her. but her eyes just dilated, like full on. Her face is just furious with what she's saying, despite the rationale behind her tone.
Well, then I guess we should get some sleep, if you can. And we'll talk again tomorrow.
She nods, looking over to Faust's body and looking back, and says, "Yeah, I'll try."
And Aras will promptly spin around and go find Amelia.
Mary is still sort of sitting at her bedside, and doesn't really seem to be planning on moving.
Well,
Question
uh-huh.
for the DM.
Yes.
Because, so, we all know Mary, and she hates necromancy spells, but there is this fun little thing called Speak with Dead.
Uh-huh.
Because this is a case where the player character might not know something that the character knows, would that be a viable option, or should I just table that?
Say that one more time. So speak with the dead. Mm-hmm.
Speak with Dead.
Yes.
Faust might know something that Rin doesn't know. Something may have happened, whatever.
Right.
Is then Speak with Dead a viable option, or should I table that for narrative purposes?
If you have the components that would be necessary to cast it, which I think you do, of course it's a viable option. If Muri would want to, it's a spell within her repertoire.
Yeah, and she hates necromancy spells,
right.
So she probably won't.
But it is
I'm
something
just putting that out there. That's a thing. If the only reason she would do that is if asked.
Right.
She will cast Gentle Repose on Faust, though.
Okay.
Let me find that in my spells list. That's nice. I don't know what that did.
What, Gentle Repose? It stops the body from...
No, I double clicked it because I was trying to bring up the what does this do?
It just
and
threw
it
it
just
into the
threw
chat
it into the
box.
chat.
That's fine. It doesn't really have any effects because there's no saving throw. It only works on dead people.
It prevents them from turning into undead.
Not only that, it prevents them from decaying at all. So let's say you had to, for example, let's say you wanted to resurrect them, or you wanted to give them a proper burial, or you wanted to do something, but it's going to take a few days, and you don't want the body decomposing on you, or anything of that nature. Gentle Repose basically stops them from degrading.
Yeah, it's for 6 days, right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Okay, sorry, I just wanted to ask. But yeah, Muri's kind of chilling by Freya's side and does not appear to make any moves to have left. To leave.
Understood. Aras, you go to find Amelia outside.
Are you okay?
You would find Amelia kind of almost around the corner of the building, just kind of leaning against the wall, just her forehead in her hands, and she's just shaking. It's very clear that she didn't hear you.
Yeah, gonna take that as a resounding no.
So Aras would walk up closer and kind of, is she like standing or?
Yeah, she's just standing kind of hunched, kind of, she's got that posture of like just slowly mentally folding into herself.
So she'll come up and like kind of touch her on the shoulder and be like, you know, we gotta stop meeting like this. I mean, last time I was the one that stormed out, but you know, talking about family and stuff.
She kind of visibly like jumps just a little bit and looks at you and says, I'm sorry, that was I shouldn't have
Hey, I mean, you like, I do that, lose my temper and put my foot in the mouth like at least 10 times a day. But are you?
I'm sorry, I've been away for so long and I don't know anything that's happened, and I feel like everything's suddenly at a standstill, and I don't know, when I came back, I guess I was expecting I don't know.
Well, I think you kind of just caught us all at a good time. Bad time for us, but good time for you to come back, if that makes sense. It's not exactly been easy, but I'm sure you haven't had an easy time either.
Kind of gives like a exhausted laugh and says, you could say that. I need to do something, anything. I
I'm pretty sure someone got sprayed by a skunk like right outside our window, so I don't know if you're
I
just
closed
okay.
mine already.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. I just was really caught off guard by that.
Okay.
Marie says, poking her head out of the door. Like, that would fit so well, just where you're just like, FYI, everyone.
Just to let you know. God.
Her owl eye shining in the night.
By the way, oh God. Oh, Larry.
That was not me. That's all.
Fuck, what was she saying? Right. I need to do something. I need to be doing anything, and standing still like this, like getting everyone out of the quarantine, that was good, that was forward motion, and now we're just standing here.
Yeah. I don't do so well with quiet times either. But
she kind of laughs a little bit again.
Well, We have an idea of who's behind the plague.
Do we know where to find this person? Do we know how to get in contact with someone who can... Is there literally anything else that we can do? There was the bodies. You mentioned bodies.
Yes.
There's someone missing or something.
Yeah. And so Aras will kind of start filling Amelia in on...
She's gonna start feeling Amelia. Oh boy.
Starts at the elbow, works its way up to her shoulder.
Like informing her on what's been going on.
And we're not talking about sensual, just like poking with one finger.
Like, yeah.
By the way, Aras, and all of you, of course, even though this might not have come up to your character or not, even Freya, you have no idea where you would find Raylan. The last you saw her was Citadel Volshnik, but she left with the Queen's physicians to a headquarters or a staging ground somewhere within the city. You, at the moment, have no idea where that would be.
Yeah, I would inform Amelia about her being, I think, head of the Queen's physicians, but that's all she knows. And perhaps going to the Church of Abadar might, since they are so heavily involved in healing people from the plague, they might know where the Queen's physicians are, at least as a possible point of finding her. But that's all I got.
Right. Okay. And you can see she's kind of mentally chewing on the information, and the deeper in thought she gets, the like before she was shaking, but she was also like tapping her foot. There's a lot of nervous energy, and that slowly kind of trickles away as she's like focusing on a task. She goes, all right, well, that's certainly something. But where are the other issues? Because there was the bodies being dumped, which is incredibly dangerous, or at least someone thinks that they're being dumped.
Yes, in somebody's alley.
All right, and GM, where would that be compared to us?
Racker's Alley is back towards Old Corvosa. So Racker's Alley would be in Main Shore. If you go up, it would be around S7.
Okay. And where is our
The other place?
No, I was going to say, where is our warehouse at the moment?
Right below the words Westdock, you'll see a green pin in the long house. That's your warehouse. Right below the words Westdock.
Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha.
And then the other place that you were talking about, the Carwin Manor, where the person went missing. Carwin Manor is... Give me a second here. It is right around S9 in that general area. In the Heights, in the very, very rich part of town.
As much as I appreciate this map being labeled, I really miss pings.
Yeah.
So the
I
mansion
can
is going to
draw.
be closer.
I can draw
Correct.
something. The mansion would be closer to you, yes.
Yeah. All right. So as a player, I would rather go to the mansion because I know that a lot of people have apparently gone missing and that seems important, but also the possibility of undead rising in the middle of the any district is bad news bears, and Amelia would be more interested in that.
I will also say, because you guys as characters know, not just some people, not just the ocarina musician Link, but some of the richest and most influential people in the city have gone, went to that party, and then no one's heard anything from them.
Okay, that makes it a little more concerning.
But first things first, I would suggest every single one of you is beyond exhausted. You've had a very, very, very rough evening, both physically and emotionally. All of you are going to have to get sleep or take a level in exhaustion. Perhaps a good night's rest before you decide what you're going to do might be in order.
Roll go the fuck to sleep.
Before everyone goes to sleep, Weary will make one more round and just make sure everyone gets a hug. Who wants it?
Also, while she's doing that, I just want to focus real quick. Rhea, you've been very quiet for quite a while. I'd like to check in just as a GM. How's Rhea doing? What's she feeling? What's she thinking right now? What's going through her head as her group around her seems to be like angry dogs in a pit to some extent?
Yeah. I mean, being where she's from and everything, and everyone likes each other, and it's all, just rainbows and sunshine and everything. This is definitely a curveball for her, and probably not at all what she expected when Cressida had her join them. So
having some trouble with this.
She's having some trouble understanding like why Amelia and Ross are acting the way they are, why nobody trusts anybody, why anything's going on. But she's, she has the job that she was sent here to do, to protect the city and everything and to help people. So she's trying to hide her own, what's the word?
Bottle up her own feelings for the sake of the mission.
Yeah, she's trying to put aside just what she thinks and everything and try to just... She's going to try and work on just helping everyone else.
That sounds incredibly healthy. Understandable. But that said, even though I jest, you were raised as a paladin, and even though you were raised by a sect of paladins of love, paladins are paladins. Duty, honor, and hard work, and what would you consider perseverance is core to a paladin's character. Doesn't matter how you're feeling that day. It doesn't matter what you're going through. You get up and you get the job done because people's lives depend on it. That's what you've been raised to believe. So it's understandable. So Murray goes around, offers one last hug to everyone, which is quite the chore, Murray, as there are also 12 kids that probably need a hug. But you're able to do so, and you're all able to bed down. Is there any last things before everyone kind of settles down?
I would just like to throw in to like with how she is and everything. She's probably still reeling from the fact that she was just earlier that day smattered with gore from an elemental just
Yeah.
absolutely demolishing people in front of her.
Well, there's no bath here, Rhea. I suppose you would have had to, at some point, you've been here a couple hours, at some point you probably would have had to make a trip to the Jaeger River or something to wash off your armor and yourself.
Yeah, I think I said last session that she was leaving while everyone was talking and everything to go.
Oh, actually,
Yeah.
no. That wouldn't have been necessary. I'll recon a little bit. Despite her frustration, Shala would have been more than happy to prestidigitation you a half dozen times while you were on the roof together, because if nothing else, Shala can sympathize. No matter how frayed Shala's emotions may be, she would not want to be in that condition. She would not force you to suffer in that condition as well. So you would be clean, but the memory would obviously still be there.
Yeah.
So as you all lay down in your separate straw beds, you're struggling with absolute exhaustion, but also the mental events of the day. Some of you are having a fitful time getting to sleep because those two are warring off each other. The things you've learned in the past 3 hours, the things that you've been through in the past 6 hours, in some ways override exhaustion and can make sleep hard to come by. As things start to quiet down, as people start drifting off into sleep or into their own struggle to find sleep. Give me a second here. How does run? Oh, that's how you do it. Give me a second here. All right. And one more thing here. Okay. As you all are drifting off into your own sleep or private battle for sleep, Shala, unbeknownst to all of you, does anyone have a passive perception higher than 16?
The cleric might, but yeah.
On
Well,
your sheet.
Passive perception is 17. That's fine.
Okay. Muri, as you drift off quietly, you're in that half awake mode, you know what I mean? You see Shala quietly move from her bed, carrying her violin, and quietly step to the center of the warehouse. The rest of you don't notice this. All you notice is that as you drift off to sleep, a beautiful melody softly starts to play on your ears. It's very gentle. It's very calming and very soothing. It is peaceful, is the best word you could think of to describe it. It is very difficult to think about strife and chaos while listening to this song. And every single one of you, as the song continues, because it continues for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, you all drift off into a sleep, and you have peaceful, restful dreams. And in the morning, when you finally awake, the world hasn't changed. Your situations haven't changed. But when you wake up for that first few seconds, you feel a little bit better. And let me give everyone a long rest, as you have all deserved it, definitely. I just need to remember how to do that. No, that's kill character. That's not what I want.
Oh, please don't do that.
Give me a second here. There's a way to kick player. No, I don't want to kick player. Oh, here we go. Okay. Well, anyway, I'll figure this out as we keep going. I'll give you all the long rest that you so deserve. I just gotta remember how I do that. Anyway, yeah. So you all wake up in the morning, feeling a bit better. So, I would assume Weary would probably be the first up, right? Making breakfast, as it were, with what I'm willing to say that you left with some form of food, some ration, something to eat for everyone, and you would be doing what you can. Weary, unfortunately, you do not have a stove at the moment, so you have to kind of make a cold breakfast.
That's fine. Eat up, y'all. Have these raw eggs.
Ugh.
Ew.
Yum.
Just
And-
crack an egg and slurp it down.
So yeah, you all wake up to Muri making breakfast as best she can, and probably gather in the center where there would be burlap sacks laid out to kind of form an eating area. The kids are eating off on their own, Anna taking care of them, and you guys sit down to figure out what your next step is as you eat breakfast.
Well, before we pursue anything, I should ask, do we want to decide on where we're going first, or should I talk about Raylan now?
I think it would be wise to complete the tasks that have been set out before us. They have not decreased in their importance.
I completely agree. I didn't mean not to. I was asking if you would prefer I tell you all about this while we walk or not.
Of course, child. No accusation.
I did it. I gave everyone a long rest. Congratulations to
You
me.
did it.
Yeah, I was
Sorry.
wondering why my character died. Huh.
Yeah. Nope. My God, you have that rare condition where resting kills you. No, so you guys are all good. Your spells are reset, your hit points are reset, etc.
How do you like unmark a spell? Because they've got like the little stars next to them, but I don't want them.
If you go into preparation mode, you can do like little checks next to them.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, boy.
Ye-
All right. So Freya had asked a question. Do you guys want to decide where you're going next, or would you like her to talk about Dr. Raylan?
Who really is?
We
lost Crystal.
Crystal. Ross is dead. Rip.
She never woke up from that
Sure
peaceful sleep.
Oh gosh.
yeah. The nightmare damage too high. One shot the character.
Shala, run!
Oh no.
That was her goal all along. No.
Take us out one at a time.
She can catch up. So you guys are having breakfast. Freya asked the question.
I think it would be smart to have the information about Raylan now as opposed to later. I mean, just in case something comes up while we're investigating these other locations.
Freya nods, and with a bit of a grimace, she begins her explanation. Dr. Raylan is a rather austere woman, formal, and enjoys the presence of those she deems worthy, and is quite judgmental at that as well. She's very intelligent and well-learned. It would not surprise me if she already expected us to know about this, to know that she's behind this all. I can't fathom how Faust would have come across this information, but she's always been a step ahead of him in the past. And I guess going past that, the important thing to know is that she is a doctor, which means she's proficient in both saving lives and taking them. If we were to combat with her, I don't think I've ever seen her fight directly like that, but I don't think she would go down easily. I do want to ask the GM, by the way.
Yes.
Would Freya be knowledgeable of Raylan's residence, like her house? Probably not a house, actually. Probably something more than that.
That would actually be up to you. Would Freya have ever been invited there?
I think she would know if Faust would. So Faust would have been, then yes.
Then yes, you would be aware of her residence.
Okay.
Oh hey, I found out how to turn on GM rolls. I realized my rolls for Shala were not public, but she rolled a nice performance check and a decent stealth, so that you should be able to see them from now on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you would be aware of her residence indeed. However, enough time has passed since the plague started, since the mandate came down, and Faust did visit you, so and kind of gave you a heads up of what was going on as well. She has not been in her residence since all of this started. Either too much work or for whatever reasons, she has not been home.
Right. The thing I was thinking Freya might bring up is that her residence might still contain something of note.
Absolutely, sure.
Yeah. And I think she'll still pull that up, even if she's not there. If we come to a point in which we aren't certain of how to move forward, I do know where her residence is. And if she truly is Andias, and I'm certain we would find something that would lead us in the proper direction there. At least something that would confirm that, too.
Well, if it comes to it, then we have that information. And I suppose now we decide if we want to go investigate an alley or a manor.
Out of character. The alleyway might have zombies, and the manor was like, we gotta go save Shala's friend plus something else, right?
Well,
Plus, like,
save
like
Shala's
her-
friend, and just the fact that a bunch of rich people don't just go missing in a middle of a town crisis.
Right.
Oh, and the ungodly smell that came from it. That too.
Well, if
The what?
The hang on, let me find oh, did I close it? No, it's just right here. The sister of Shala's friend. Give me a moment. I will pull up the notes. Denaria Mirkova was the one that reported to you her missing brother. She, when he did not return a day or two after he was supposed to have, she went to the residence and found that there were no lights on, no response to her knocks, and a terrible smell coming from the residence.
I think it's the first time hearing about the smell.
Maybe. Possibly I forgot to give that to you, but that is something she would have
makes
mentioned.
it a little bit more like we have to go do that instead of, well, they're probably just like really hungover.
Well, yeah, Freya was gonna push that notion.
I don't know. Have you ever been around hungover people? They don't smell like roses. But I don't remember, honestly, if I said it or not, but it would have been part of her description of what happened when she went.
So saith the Lord.
Yes. Retroactively, you all suddenly remember, oh yeah, she mentioned something about smell.
That seems important. Why would I forget that?
Freya would continue, though, and say, for a bunch of rich people, nobles, I believe, nonetheless, to suddenly disappear and, well, probably be dead, I don't find it unlikely that someone was using the blood veil as an opportunity. And Dr. Raylan herself, I'm sure, would not mind going up on that scale. I can't say that I know much about her political agenda, but I know that she's a bit vile in nature and that it wouldn't exactly surprise me if that was her doing.
Then I believe the answer is laid out before us.
So then, Shala says, we go to the manor, see what happened?
And retrieve your friend.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to make this personal, but...
Charlotte. It's all right.
She nods gratefully to you.
Personal is kind of what we do here.
So, before you all go, any prep? You know where the residence is. You were given directions, of course, so you know exactly how to get there. Would you make any preparations?
Oh, fuck, let me rearrange my spells real quick.
Yes, long rest. You guys can choose your spells.
Up.
You also, though we don't have to spend too much time on it, if you want to do any quick shopping or anything of that nature, you can. Though I know, because I can look at your group loot. You have a ton of stuff to sell. I'll get with you guys out of session. That's something that could be handled out of session.
Yeah.
Because you guys actually haven't been shopping in quite some time. So, and you have like 20 daggers and a bunch of chain shirts and or a bunch of things that are just sitting in your bag of holding.
Hey, that came in handy once.
Well,
But for the time being, is there anything in particular you can think of that perhaps you would want to purchase or sell that would pertain to preparations to go to the manor? The Carwin Manor.
do we have a lot of health potions? I don't know how to check our inventory.
I mean, you've got a cleric and a paladin.
That's true.
Both hopped up.
Right, but what if both of you go down?
So
I'm not saying it'll happen, but
if you go to notes, you will see your group loot. You can open that up. Sib was kind enough to put that in order as best she could. Now, this does not include what you guys... well, actually, I don't know, Sib. Does this include what people have individually, or is this just the group?
That should be just the...
Oh, I don't know, actually. There's some stuff here, like Rhea has a potion of greater healing and an amulet of blasting. Muri has a hollow deck, very useful. Wand of magic missiles, which she's never used. Sorry, I forgot you even had it until I was reading the list here.
I totally forgot I had that one, by the way.
I believe that's because it was originally Amelia's, but then she took the fuck off.
Yep.
Oh, right. I'll give that back to you then.
And a Pearl of Power, which is huge.
that's a very nice item, yeah.
Wait, did I get that?
Yeah, Amelia gave all her stuff to you. So if you want to give that back or whatnot, just keep in mind that one of you has access to a Pearl of Power, which means if you expend a spell slot of 4th level or higher, of 3rd level or higher, you can regain that expended spell slot once per long rest. Well, next day at dawn, technically, but long rest. The magic missile wand is pretty neat. 7 charges. You can 1 charge is 1 magic missile. You can expend them in any order you want. You could throw them all out at once, or
Hey, look, a spell that doesn't miss.
yeah, it's true.
I remember
Well,
suddenly why Amelia had
There
that.
is one way to block magic missile. That's you got to have that
It's
spell shield, right?
Yeah.
That's the only way.
There's a few magic items to block it too, and you technically have to see the target, so you could fall on cloud and then yeah.
But yeah, Rhea has the amulet of blasting, 1 potion of greater healing. Faust's items were lost, I'm afraid.
Don't know what else on there for Faust.
Wand of the War Mage was the big thing that Faust had.
Yeah, that's gone. Oh well.
As far as other potions, you have a vial of 4 vials of spider venom, 16 sun rods, a scroll of haste, a scroll of blur, 2 potions of water breathing, 1 potion of invisibility.
I was not aware we had that scroll of haste.
3 potions of healing, 3 potions of greater healing.
I want a potion of climbing. I still have that in my inventory.
And a potion of heroism.
Can I forward the suggestion that the 3 greater healing potions we put among the members that don't have healing abilities in case a healer goes down? So,
You
for
can
instance,
just say
Ross,
the people who have low AC. It's fine. I don't think
okay.
they'll be.
Well, I mostly, I wanted one to be on a Ross and Freya in case you go down, because we don't have healing word. That's the big thing.
Also, I do want to point out, because we're still fairly new to this system, you can, by all means, use the Scroll of Blur and the Scroll of Haste, but I believe you now have 2 people in your party who could instead use those scrolls to learn the spells if you were to purchase high-quality parchment.
That's what I was going to get to, as well as I wanted to copy down the haste spell, at least.
Now, if I remember correctly, copying it down does not destroy the scroll, or it does?
I think it would consume the scroll, copying it into your spell book.
Correct. So you and Amelia can decide who.
But once one of us copies it into our spell book, it would not break the other person's spell book to copy it from theirs. It just costs gold.
Correct. Right, because then you could just copy, say for example, say Freya copied it to her spellbook. If Amelia was so inclined, she could just copy it from Freya's spellbook.
Exactly. Which is why.
That said, it takes time to do so. Time that I am assuming you guys aren't going to be taking.
We would
now.
not be doing it now.
Yeah,
we're not doing it right now. But it's nice to know we have it for later.
Correct.
2 months later.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is what you guys have. So let me go by this way. Who wants the Pearl of Power? I believe there are 2 of you, 3 of you, 4 of you, 5 of you technically that could use it. Obviously,
should be on a full
we're all
spellcaster.
spellcasters.
Well, but Freya, Amelia, Muri, and Shala could definitely use it.
Well, it should be on one of the full spellcasters, not the paladin.
No, I think I want it.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
I don't even have 4th level or higher spell slot.
Well, 3rd level or lower, actually.
But we could keep it on the cleric if we wanted for another 3rd level healings. Wait, I don't think that exists. What 3rd level spells do you have?
You just cast Cure Wounds at 3rd level.
Oh, well, yeah.
At 3rd level, I think I also have Mass Healing Word.
So
that would be
sounds
really
right. Yeah.
A lot of us go down.
All right, so tentatively, that goes there. Next up, Wand of Magic Missiles. Who wants it?
Amelia.
I agree. I don't know exactly what wizardry school she is, but
they have such faith in you. Tired.
In case she misses Acid Blast, she won't miss that one. Not Acid Blast, Acid Splash, whatever.
Amelia, do you want
I feel like Acid Blast would be a lot more effective.
She's about to put you on Acid Blast.
I'm thinking of a homebrewed feature for a while.
Do you want the Wand of Magic Missiles, Amelia?
Yes.
All right.
And you said that has 7 charges left?
Correct. 7 charges every dawn.
Oh, every dawn. Okay.
Yeah, this isn't Pathfinder anymore. It recharges.
Right, because
Your
Pathfinder
shit
was
breaks every 5 seconds.
Yeah. So basically, Amelia, actually, it gains 1d6 plus 1 expended charges daily at dawn, but you've never used it, so you're good.
That's what I was thinking.
So basically, every charge is 1d4 plus 1, so if you wanted to, you could just shotgun it.
Well, I thought every charge would be 1 usage of the spell, which would be 3d4 plus 3.
Hang on. Spend 1 or more of the charges to cast a magic missile. Oh, right. For 1 charge, you cast the first level version of the spell. You can increase the spell slot level. Oh, well, so kind of both. Yes, the first time you cast it, it's at level 1, which is 3 magic missiles. For every additional charge you spend, you cast it at a higher level, which basically just adds 1 missile to it. So theoretically, you could fire off a total of 9 at once. So 94 plus 9's not bad, but you might want to pace yourself, Amelia, unless you're
not
really pissed.
Damage efficient to do that either. It would only be in a very panicked situation.
But it might
because if
be
you cast
great
it as a bunch of
roleplay.
first levels.
Amelia just
it could be,
unleashes.
yeah. It could be.
Rhea, you have the Amulet of Blasting and a Greater Healing Potion. The only other things, unless, of course, there's things that you guys think of. Yes, I see the Love Potion. I don't know how that's going to help you, but you do have it.
What? When did we get that?
You
Elixir
have
of Love?
a Elixir of Love.
Long
When the fuck did we
time
get
back.
that?
Long time back.
ago.
I think when Van Casterkin's room.
No, I think it was in Eel's End,
Wouldn't be surprised.
but I'm not positive on that. And then you have a potion of invisibility, which I also want to point out too. A lot of these potions, the healing potions are fairly common, but potions of invisibility, potions of water breathing, they sell for quite a pretty penny too. So, but you have a potion of invisibility, 3 potions of greater healing, 3 potions of healing. Divide them up amongst yourselves, however you would like. Oh, and a potion of heroism. That might be helpful if you choose. 10 gain temporary hit points for 1 hour. And for 1 hour, you get to add 1d4 to your roll. So basically, it's like bless and temporary hit points all at once.
I can also cast heroism, so.
Well, we should probably give the potion of heroism to one of the frontliners because it's temp HP.
Maybe.
And then I would suggest, if you guys are okay with it, putting 1 greater on the people who don't have healing abilities. And then we could put the potion of ability on a Ross in case she needs to use it, because high stealth rolls.
Ross can probably also take the potion of climbing, because you prefer a higher vantage point.
Yes,
That's a good point.
please.
Yeah.
You can have, because I think I had that for some fucking reason. I don't remember why.
Also, that's a good thing as well. Ross, what modifications are you going out with today on your Thunder Cannon?
Well, I don't think we need to be quiet.
What? You're telling us we're gonna go in there guns a-blazing? We never do that.
Gun a-blazing.
Gun a-blazing?
Gun blazing. I mean, Aras tends to prefer the sighted thing, so she can higher chance to hit.
She's a camper.
Oof. Well, fortunately, we're probably fighting like zombies, so not sure how. Well, actually, I don't know. D&D versus the movies. How much sound effects in them? No idea.
Well, you can roll an intelligence check, assuming that's what you're facing.
Yeah, I said that I have no idea. It's probably not zombies, but I'm gonna roll an intelligence check anyway because I'm curious how you would roll it.
All right, roll an intelligence check. Tell me exactly what you're thinking about. Like, what is the intelligence for?
Would sound like attract zombies. Like, would they care?
Yeah. Okay. Intelligence check is not bad. Yes, you know that. So a couple of things you know. As opposed to the movies, zombies in this world don't try and eat your brains. They don't just die from headshots, and they don't make other people zombies if they bite them. However, they can see, they can hear. They are very, very stupid creatures, but they are creatures. So they have
Okay.
hearing, they have sight, they have sound. They are immune to charm effects or mind effects. But yes, sound would draw them.
But at the same time, though, we could use that to our advantage if that's what we're fighting. We'll see. Draw
Alright.
them all in one spot, one big fireball.
Anything else you guys can think of before you start heading that direction?
Would Amelia still have that masterwork dagger that she got fucking forever ago?
Yeah, she would, definitely. Unfortunately, masterwork is not a bonus
Thing
mechanically,
in here,
but it would
yeah.
it would be basically be something you could sell for probably triple the price. And
Well,
it would cut really well. It's not like a +1 dagger or anything.
Okay, so it's just a normal dagger. It's just pretty.
Correct. Well, incredibly
Gotcha.
well made, but yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Not related to equipment, but Rhea would let everyone know, since we are going to be dealing with the alley at some point, and we don't know what's going on with the manor, that she can detect undead.
That's
Oh,
really
I can
useful.
also turn undead too.
Yeah. Well,
All
and
of those seem really
honestly,
useful.
yeah, we're probably going to be dealing with undead either place, so.
All right. By the way, Blue, you are controlling Shala. We're gonna leave it with you because you didn't really get to do anything with her last time, so I don't think.
Oh,
that
I
should
already
fall.
released her.
Oh,
into
okay.
the
Well,
wind.
I leave it up to you guys. Someone's controlling Shala.
Well, no, because I switched places with
Me.
Crystal,
Oh,
so it's her
okay.
turn this time.
All right, Sib, you grab her. You know how to do it? You click on the PC
No.
tab, go down to Shala, right click, and go to. Here, let me clear the owner, and then you can claim her.
Oh, there we go.
Claim her for your own. All right,
Woohoo!
I think, though, we're good to head out, right?
Last question I have for you. Are you wearing masks or not?
No.
Well, Rhea's certainly not.
Okay.
Because she doesn't have one.
I mean,
Well-
I agree. It's probably not the best, smartest move just to walk down. So here's my point. To be aware. Every time you guys do something of some sort of renown, like, I don't know, free a bunch of people from Old Corversa by assaulting a bridge wearing those masks, the reputation of those masked people grows. Something to be aware of. That can be a good thing, can be a bad thing. So you as a group should choose if you're going to do something with masks or without.
My only concern is I don't think we have enough of those uniforms for everyone.
Everyone has one but me, and it's completely fine.
Okay. I mean, I'm all for increasing the renown of the masks and whatnot, because it might be useful later. And it's not exactly like Freya wants people seeing her face anyway.
But I'm not entirely sure either of these are missions that would we'd want to be like the mask associated with it.
That's fine.
Yeah, especially if we're going to rescue nobles and that fucking mega bitch is there. What's her name?
Arconis?
Mega bitch.
Yeah,
Arconis.
that chick.
The Baroness Arconis.
Well, Freya's fine with that.
All right. So you guys are going in your normal armor and such. So you, the six of you, gather together. Muri, I assume, kisses each of the kids on the head, tells them to be good, pay attention to Anna.
Yes. And all of the adults. What the fuck? Anna gets a hug and a kiss too.
And you all begin making your way out of West Dock, through Midland, into the Heights. And one thing you notice is that while the Heights are cleaner and nicer, They are not free from the plague. They don't have the same fatality rates as the poorer parts of the city, but only because of the density of the population. You can even see in the map itself, in the poorer parts of town, houses are much closer together, populations are much higher, disease spreads worse. But that does not mean the heights are untouched by any means. And as you walk your way down the streets, you see people keeping their distance from you, all of you. Especially since you're not, well, with the exception of Shala and maybe Freya, you're not really dressed like people who normally frequent the heights. Shala looks like she fits right in. A bit exotic, perhaps, but otherwise, she seems like she fits. But the rest of you... Mm-hmm.
Are you saying my cloak of many things is not fancy enough?
Gee, it's just with so many patches on it, no. Not as
Freya's
such.
decorated armor isn't good enough for them.
It's more to the point that your decorated armor is very nice. It is very high quality armor, but they don't generally see people marching down their roads in full armor. These aren't people who generally spend their lives working.
I like the idea of a residential neighborhood just being okay with a tank rolling down the street.
But you guys approach around H10, like I said, where the Carwin Manor is, and you approach the front gates. And give me a second here.
Oh.
There you go. This is what you can see from the outside as you approach. The front door to the manor is where you're right in front of. A little bit to your right, you see some bushes and a hedge line that leads into the manor proper. The hedge is about chest high, but you can see over it into a small pathway that leads to a very well-kept grass area with some shrubs and some flowers and what looks to be a small pond with a gazebo at the end. And down towards the bottom, on the other side, or at the very south end of the manor, looks to be some sort of storehouse, perhaps, or a shed.
Well, I know what we're investigating first.
I was gonna go investigate the shed, yeah.
Yeah. You said shed, and I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
We're immediately gonna go for that.
Here, I'm just gonna roll because something immediately came to my mind real quick.
Okay.
Would Weary be aiding my roll, by the way?
What's your role for?
Investigation of the shed.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah. Because there's something a bit more specific. Thank God you're aiding me.
Well, first things first. You guys make your way to the shed. Take a look at everyone's passive perception real quick here. Okay, that's good to know. And how are you getting to the shed? There is no entrance on this side of the shrubbery.
We'll walk through the shrubbery. It's a bush.
Well, it's a hedge. It's a line of hedges. You would have to climb over it.
Okay.
We can't hack our way through, or
I mean, sure you could if you really want to. Here, I'm talking about
these people
this
and
area
fuck their
right here.
Just ruin their nice lawn.
I know.
Would it be of
these
great
people.
difficulty just to like climb over it?
No, it's only about chest high.
Okay, I mean, I'll just. Okay, I'll be careful with it. So make a perception check first, I guess.
All right,
since we don't know, I think that's fair for where we are.
Give me one
Quick question, just so I know, if Weary can lift Freya, how heavy is she?
Freya is probably like 120 pounds.
Ooh, can you guys see that?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, I can see that.
Perfect. Hey, I have pointers again. So the hedge, this hedge here is about chest high. The door is on the other side of the hedge right here. Right there. So everyone who wants to go to the shed, please move your tokens.
Are we hopping the hedge? What are we doing? Do I have to roll for it?
If you want to hop it, yeah. Roll me a climb check, please. Athletics check.
Ba, 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 ba.
And by the way, as you all approach the shed, you do sense a faintly sickly sweet smell coming from the manor itself. But it's very muted from outside. Yeah, where you're able to scale the hedge quite easily.
I'm so glad I won't have to.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
so glad this is not a repeat of the door debacle.
Oh no.
Oh, like brother, like sister. Freya has trouble. She can't seem to find good handholds. After all, it is a hedge, so she keeps like slipping into the hedge itself.
Can we
and
just like reach over the hedge because it's only chest height and just like lift her?
so Muri aids you. Go ahead and roll another for advantage.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
natural 19. And with Muri's help, you're able to scramble over the hedge. Go ahead and move your tokens over the hedge,
We
please.
just sort of. I'm so happy I'm surrounded by people who are small, so I can just like move them when I need to.
All right. Muri, go ahead and move your character over the hedge. Freya and Muri, you notice that the door right there is not locked. There's a door right there. It's not
okay.
locked.
Okay, then we in this bitch.
Okay.
I do want to say, since I already rolled it, when we do go over to investigate the shack, do you want me just to keep that or re-roll it?
No, we'll keep it.
Okay.
I don't want to make you suffer for no reason. And it was a good roll. So, you open the door, and inside the shed, you find it is slightly dusty. You see furniture in there, nice quality furniture. It looks like it hasn't been kept in a few days. It looks like no one's been in here in several days. And what you see is a back pantry of sorts. Oops, hang on. Let me show the whole thing. There you go. See a back pantry of sorts in the white doors you see down there. They have assorted food stocks, dried goods, things of that nature, though it seems fairly empty at the moment.
Yeah, the investigation role, the thing I wanted to prioritize was whether or not people have been traveling through here recently.
No, not in the past few days at least. And if you travel down the stairs, you see little stairs there. It goes into a wine cellar where you see several casks of wine, but nothing really out of place greets your eye, other than the fact that it doesn't look like anyone's been in here for at least several days.
And then Freya would relay that to everyone else to make sure they were aware.
And with that, I'll go ahead and reveal the rest of that as well.
And then I guess she'll kind of steadily follow behind Weary wherever she goes.
All right, the rest of you are sitting outside the hedge, just kind of looking after Murray and
We're
Freya,
all
who've gone
chilling
inside.
in here.
Yeah, they're in here
What
somewhere.
What is this? So, God, I wish we had pointers. What is? There's a gray thing.
Right click here. If you right click on the map to your left, I believe. Yeah, you should see pointers. Click on that. You can click on the arrow that you want, and then you can draw it, and then do it again to erase it when you're done. That's a fireplace.
Okay. Wait, hold on. You said right click to erase it?
Right click and go back to pointers, and then there's an erase option.
Remove this. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey God, is an 11 enough to get over the hedge?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
God.
You struggled just a
Thank
little bit.
God.
Your feet kick a little, but you managed to make it over.
Uh,
Aras, I don't believe you rolled me a climb check, Mrs. Dwarf. Miss Dwarf, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, she's married?
Well, my sister is. Yeah, you make it over. No, that's Rhea. Makes it over. Still waiting on Ross's check.
Did she vanish again?
Maybe. We'll hold off
no,
on that.
She's in the call.
Sorry. Athletics, right?
Yes, athletics.
Just away from that, Rhea has appeared under Shala's token.
Yeah, as you give Shala a boost, maybe. No, roll an advantage. She's gonna need it. Shala is a -1 to strength, so not the best.
Nope.
Laura, honey.
There you go.
She's not currently. She's over by the little pond thing at the moment.
Shala's having issues. She's the only one left trying to get over the hedge.
Do you need to call Mary to come?
The thing is that not only is she not the best at athletics, but she's wearing, while there allows a large freedom of movement, the style of dress she wears, which is very reminiscent of a Chinese traditional dress with a slit up the side and leggings underneath. Even though that offers her a great range of movement, it's not great for climbing over hedges.
What if I just climb back over and then like boost her over?
You can just give her aid from there. Actually, you wouldn't have to climb back over.
No, but she wants to bridal carry her through.
Oh my god.
Sib, if you would, go ahead and roll for Shala at advantage.
Okay. Come on.
There you go. That's enough.
Okay.
Rhea manages to pull Shala over. Amelia. Roll me a perception check.
Is there a dead body in the pond?
Perception.
All right.
14.
No, the water is very clean. You see several goldfish in it. It looks like it's some sort of fish pond. One thing you do notice is that as you move around the main manor towards the pond, the windows, it's not that they're boarded up per se, but things have been moved in front of them. Whether on purpose or not, it's almost impossible to see anything through the windows of the manor.
So it looks like there's like actual furniture in front of
furniture or big kegs or casks.
That's uncomfortable. Okay. Anything visible inside the gazebo, or is it just...
No, it's just a nice gazebo. Very well made. Looks like it's spruce wood, maybe.
Okay, see. Oh. That's a running joke.
You better catch it then. So yeah, where to next, ladies and gent?
I guess we kind of make a circuit of the manor and see what doors are around the place.
Well, I was going to say over... Oh, sure. Where do you... I can't remember where to grab the pointer thing, but over in the top right-hand corner of the gardeny place there, that looks like a door, right? Or does that lead to a door?
Not a door. No.
Oh.
That's just a pathway.
Does it lead anywhere?
Hang on a second. Yeah, I'll reveal that part for you guys. Hang on one moment. I'm gonna have to do it this way. Is it this that lets me do that? Hang on. Ooh, that works. Give me a second as I draw. My artistic abilities are phenomenal. There you go. Yes.
That
Yeah.
doesn't look concerning.
So yeah, it's just basically the back of the house, and you see towards the back like a what looks like a sunroom, almost like it kind of arches out, and there's windows, but again, those windows are mostly covered, very little sunlight piercing through them.
So I guess it looks like there's one door, like the front door, and then a side door.
Correct. You are absolutely correct. There is a door here, and the front door, whoopsie, that you can see from the outside, and then the front door that is right there.
The one I am a little concerned entering the side door if like we get funneled in, but
I mean, we could also just we could always just like walk through the sunroom.
I mean, break a window and then walk in through the sunroom.
It's
Well-
glass.
the windows are glass, but I don't know how easy it would be to move the stuff that's placed in front of them.
Yeah, it's probably best not to play that game. They've probably been put there with a purpose.
We should also discuss, do we want to attempt being sneaky with this, or because
I do. I would like to.
yeah, okay.
My vote is
That's what I was gonna
for like trying to see if the side door is locked, and if so, try and pick that lock.
Mm-hmm.
Looking in like these windows up here near the side door, am I able to see anything of interest?
Go ahead and roll me a perception. Oh, whoops. Which windows?
Like, basically, these ones right here that are right next to my token. Because the pointer's not.
Roll me a perception check.
All right. Make sure I'm dragging the right thing.
That's a nat 20.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes. Actually, inside that room, you managed to find a hole in there that you can kind of see through, and what you see revolts you. You see a table. Actually, hang on. Let me see if I can reveal this for you. You see what looks to be an exquisite kitchen table, or a dining room area, so to speak, where there are. Give me a second. Yes. Can you see them? No, I have to make them all visible. You see 8 creatures, look like undead, dressed as nobles, their bodies deformed and decayed, but still wearing the costumes of a masquerade or ball, sitting at the table, miming the act of eating a feast, mechanically, mindlessly, just putting rotted food to their mouth and then dropping it and putting more rotted food to their mouth, as if they were still continuing a feast that they were having while they were still alive.
Oh boy. Okay. She's gonna back away from the window and come down here. I don't know what's happened here, but there are undead in that room.
Freya turns to you and says, "Oh, well, I don't suppose we should just leave them be then. We might, if possible, avoid them for now. I doubt that them being undead would be the worst of our fears here. After all, I'm sure something turned them. I don't think it would have been the disease."
The strange thing, though, I've never heard of undead sitting and it's almost like they've changed, but their actions are the same as if the party was still ongoing. They're sitting there mimicking eating food. It's not something that I've ever heard of occurring before.
Well, as sad as that is, I don't think we should hesitate, at least with removing them. I doubt in their current form there's anything we could do for them anyway. But it is a bit worrying that they would behave like that. Well, can I make an intelligence check to see if that's a normal behavior? Because I assume it isn't, but world lore?
Sure. Roll me a it would just be a straight intelligence check, I would assume. I don't think there's anything in particular that would like there's no knowledge history or whatnot. Yeah, no, that is not what zombies do. They are mindless beings. They usually just stand there doing nothing, attacking those on sight. However, that said, in your studies, you do know that it is possible for necromancers or people with spell-like abilities to control them, to command them to do things. And that wouldn't be out of the realms of what you could make a zombie do.
Right. Well, then, there is always the chance that someone is manipulating their actions. I find that likely, at least. I don't think they would perform such a specific behavior, let alone in a group like that, without such manipulation. A necromancer, perhaps.
You hear Weary sigh and say, "Of course there is one."
There's this kind of sad sigh from Freya, and she says, "Yeah, I guess I have a lot of experience around people like this, too."
Well, there's nothing more to do for them than to remove them from the earth.
Real quick, GM, would Amelia know like a specific spell that would be needed to do this command, or like to
Yes, you would need command undead.
is this a concentration spell, or well, hang on, I can just
Well, let's see here. Actually, I'm not sure this is a spell that's in 5th edition, believe it or not.
it's part of the necromancer class. Starting at 14th level, as an action, you can choose one undead within blah 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 blah.
You can create undead, you can command undead. So here's what you would know. There are 2 ways of doing it. Casting spells yourself, or using artifacts that have been created by necromancers to do so. One would require... actually, no. Both would require concentration, yes.
So whatever's causing this to happen has to still be here then.
You know what? Roll me an intelligence check.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Nat 20.
Another natural 20. Okay. All right.
Wow.
So, Amelia, here's what you know from your past specifically. There are several ways this could be accomplished. One, a powerful necromancer using their own powers to raise the dead and then command them, as there are spells that allow you to command those that you raise indefinitely until they are destroyed or dispelled. There are items that can do the same effect, i.e. the same thing built into a wand or a rod or a scroll, or the necromantic ability to command the undead, which one is a concentration, the other is not. A more powerful necromancer has the ability to raise undead, and those undead are slave to the person who raised them every whim, and that's not concentration. Command undead, on the other hand, if you come across a bunch of undead and then cast the spell upon them to command them, that would be concentration. However, because you rolled a natural 20, for someone to command 8 zombies at once through the spell of Command Undead would be someone of exceptional power. Might be more likely that someone is using their power or another ability to raise undead. And in that regard, they may or may not still be there. After all, the undead that they raise stay until destroyed or dismissed, so it would be possible to raise them, give them a command, and then just wander off.
That said, I'm not sure we want to take any chances here.
Yeah, Amelia would pretty much forward as much of that as she could and say the risk of us running into not only the person who has raised them, but the possibility of there being even more inside. Do we actually know how many people were at this party, or?
No, you do not. A lot of rich nobles.
Well, we could probably assume a party would consist of more than 8 people, though.
Oh boy.
I don't think that would be far-fetched.
I've never seen a party with more than 8 people, Joe. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, especially
Max.
I know I don't have that many friends.
Oh.
I'd say especially if it was a party that had a band or something, which is what that person was supposed to be.
Correct. Yes, several.
Yeah.
Not just a band, but bards, jugglers, entertainers, etc.
So either the king of, like, the world is here, or there's more than 8 people. Gotcha.
With that knowledge check, would I know, like, because obviously this is a very specific set of instructions, like they're sitting there eating. Would more complex instructions would they be able to have left them with more complex instructions, like if someone attacks you then you attack them, or if someone like enters the room then you attack them, or is it just an automatic, like?
Yes, you could do something that basic. So they are mindless, so you can't give them very complicated things. Do arithmetic? No. Or anything that requires forethought or imagination or insight of their own. But telling them to, like, sit here and eat, and if someone comes in the room, attack, yes, they could handle very simple commands like that.
Okay. So, the likelihood of it being, Amelia would say, the likelihood of it being safe to simply walk in and take them out, it's likely that they've been given instructions. to attack if someone comes in contact. I wouldn't doubt it.
Rhea and Aras, you're next to Shala. Shala's eyes are wide, and she is slightly hyperventilating as she stares at the manor.
You okay, Shala?
Ron.
What do you mean, run?
Ron. That's the name of her friend.
Oh, Ron.
Yeah.
Oh.
God, you scared the shit out of me. I
No,
was like,
no,
oh
no,
my
no.
God.
No, Ron.
Run.
Ruan.
Since I don't think we want everybody to come at us all at once, I might need a minute to switch out my attachments on my gun. Can we wait possibly 30 minutes before making our way inside?
I doubt they'll be going anywhere. We should be careful in case whoever did this
Weary
comes
says
back.
dryly, we'll have a picnic.
Ah, I like it. In the meantime, while you're doing that, then I assume we... What the... What is going on?
I was trying to zoom in on the map. I found out how to rotate tokens, everyone.
Yeah. I was talking and then I just start spinning. I'm like, what?
Freya says in
What is
all
this,
seriousness
voodoo?
that she does pirouettes.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I was gonna say, as a player though, while we're just doing that, we could take our time to discuss. Do we want to just send a Ross in through one of the doors with stealth? Because I don't
Weary
imagine
will
a
flatly
zombie would hear
refuse
you.
to send just one person in there.
Well, okay. How about this? That's fine. Who else is stealthy?
Out of
This is not-
character, Amelia has a dex of 19. So
Rhea's not stealthy, but she is more than prepared and like able to deal with undead.
Right, I get that. But it would be nice.
Okay, here's how I predict this going. We're gonna be stealthy until somebody in armor fails a stealth check.
That's
Yeah,
why
hint, hint.
I was saying don't send someone in armor. I meant send a Ross in first with someone else, whoever has high stealth mod, and then they're like, "This is here," and then we go in and we know it's there. Other than the zombies, because that's only like one room out of like 10.
Yeah, going along with that, I was gonna ask if there were any other windows along the outside that we're in that I could peek into and see if there's anything else.
I mean, there's the window on the other side of the hedge.
There's also the sunroom back here, which I would like to come take a look at.
Correct. So, give me a second here.
Just look at all the windows.
All right. Da. Amelia,
Mm.
give me a second here. Oh, good lord.
Yes, Amelia, give me a second.
How do I? Okay. Sorry, one moment, please, as I learn what I'm doing. There we go. All right. Why is this not? There we go. Amelia, please
Yes?
take. What the heck?
50 points of psychic damage.
No, please
Well,
take
fuck.
22 points of damage as a crossbow arrow from this window, this far window to your left, flies into your back shoulder. And you hear a high, tinny laugh. Amelia, and Amelia only, roll me a perception check.
Ah.
Fucking.
Can I just make the assumption that this isn't the windows with all the zombies in it?
It is.
Oh, okay, it is. Gotcha.
It is. Hang on, let me, here, I'll put in a pointer, because you know where it came from. It's this arrow right here.
Okay, yeah, I was
window.
confused. I wasn't sure if you were saying, like, she went over to the sunroom and got shot or not.
No. This is while you were all kind of saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Maybe we should wait. Maybe I should do that. You know what I mean? As the group was deliberating. Amelia, you recognize that laugh anywhere. Only one elf laughs like that.
Amelia, like, after shouting in pain, starts trying to shove everyone towards the door and goes, "We need to go."
But what, we need to go inside? Or we need to leave. What door?
Yeah, honey, you just took 22 points of damage. Moiri is like, absolutely not. Come here. And first of all, Moiri will cast Sanctuary and place herself at the front of the group.
Do we need to roll initiative?
Not at the moment, as no further attacks are coming at the moment.
Oh,
Which door were you saying we needed to go to? In or out?
She's pointing towards the pantry that was previously empty.
What?
The whatever the
Behind
door
you?
that we
The
were
shed?
investigating. Yeah, down at the bottom.
Oh,
The
okay.
shed.
Not letting me do pointers for some reason.
Yeah. This place. Whoops.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, if we want to do that, but now that they know we're here, I don't. Do we want to let them leave?
She won't leave. Believe me. Let's go.
Okay. I mean, Ray is just gonna follow what the majority does,
Okay, so do the
like
rest
a
of
true
you,
neutral character.
do the rest of you crowd into the shed?
Sure.
I guess so.
All right.
And Moiri will take a position closest to the door. She will also beckon Amelia closer so that she can heal her.
Ah. Freya's going to not stand by the windows.
Amelia leans against a wall and is just shaking and gripping her shoulder.
Which one?
Ross will intentionally stand by the windows and looking through her scope, try to see into the other building, especially where the arrow came from.
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
Come on. Wrong thing. Go away. Too many windows.
Amelia, you get 7 hit points back, so you're not dying.
Oh boy.
Ross, it's a fantastic perception check, but from where you are, trying to look into those windows with the small gaps through the scope of a rifle, you can see that there's still movement in there. You can definitely tell that there's still a lot of bodies in there, but you can't really tell what they're doing. Just you see lots of motion, more than one person could make.
That's fine.
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't add anything. It just rolled a straight D4.
Yeah, go ahead and
For
add what
healing
you
word?
need to. Yeah. It'd be, so +3 due to life domain. So
Or,
And then plus your wisdom.
yeah, so 11.
Woo.
Put that shit back in there.
For a
Just
healing
stuffing the
word, that's
blood back
pretty
into your
potent.
body.
Put
Yeah.
that thing back where it came from.
Or so help me.
Well.
So, who's here?
Everyone?
No,
I think she
Quick
was
head
referring
count.
to inside the building.
Where'd Shala go?
So Squeed, does Amelia remember her being a practicing necromancer?
herself? No. But you know all about who she's with.
Okay. So the likelihood of her having
That kind of power? No.
all of
No.
that, yeah.
Not on her own. She
Okay.
she is a spellcaster, but not like that.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, would the laugh have sounded familiar?
No,
Since
not to
okay.
you, unfortunately.
Oh god.
Well, I suppose our fucking do it by stealth plan is now gone to shit, which I absolutely called that it would.
Well, yeah, because we didn't really act. We just sat there, but that's okay. So do we want to just go in then?
Yes.
I mean,
Okay.
the question still remains. Who the hell was in there?
Right.
Amelia, as she's taking some, I guess, calming breaths, would finally say that is someone who has worked very closely with Rolf. She is not a good person.
I'm sorry. Ralph is who exactly?
Adrian Lamb's son.
I'm sorry, but I don't know who any of these people are.
Amelia kind of like gives her a double take of like, what?
If you will recall, Amelia, she was assigned to us.
So she doesn't know anything about what's actually happening?
Like I said, we've been very busy since you were gone, and
The
Rolf,
plague has somewhat preoccupied us.
Rolf is the son of Gadrian, and a big part of the reason why the three of us were together.
All you need to know is that they are terrible people for now. The rest of their crimes can be detailed out once we're done with this.
Where he gives like a dry, humorless laugh that says, their crimes can be laid out before the gods. I wish them fair judgment for what they've done.
I knew Rolf was into necromancy, but would he have been powerful enough to do all of this?
Real quick, just a point of fact, Amelia, unless I'm truly forgetting something about here, Aras and Amelia, I don't think that either of you even knew. You both knew who Rolf was. You've never discussed Rolf before.
Nope, I
Just
don't think we have.
Putting that out there.
Oh, What?
Yeah, neither you've talked about Gadrian Lamb, but Amelia, you've been very close-lipped about your past. Or Ross, you've been very close-lipped about your past, except for specifically Gadrian. Neither of you have ever spoken of Rolth. So I'm just putting it out there, the fact that both of you know who Rolth is would be news to both of you.
That, I mean, I still stand by.
Of course, right. I'm just so that you can make informed decisions, like just so you
And
know.
the way I said it, yeah. I was aware of that.
Cool.
Regardless, the more we wait, the more time we give whoever's in there to prepare.
But should we just charge in? I guess we don't really have a choice, do we?
She pauses and it looks like she's physically forcing the words out of herself, but she says, I might be able to distract her. I should be able to distract her.
At what cost?
Whatever's necessary.
Well, we don't have to all charge in at once. Clearly, I don't think we can all make it back over the hedge, so it looks like that door is our best point of entry. I have anybody else want to pick the lock?
Moria shakes her head. We should go to the front door. They already
Are there any other doors in this little pantry, whatever thing?
No, only the stairs that lead down to the wine cellar.
Amelia's going to go to the door and crack it open.
Okay.
And she is keeps doing.
I'm
the
sorry,
window
it's
sound.
dinging you. My apologies.
And she's going to call out and say, Celestina, you certainly got me. Might I come in?
Let me see here.
While this is happening, Aras is going to pull out the potion of invisibility from the bag.
All right. Amelia, no response.
Fucking goddamn it. Real quick, remind me, the mage armor doesn't recharge with this. It has to be reestablished, right? For her little butterfly thing? Or recast?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I can do that. I can also just cast mage armor.
No.
Which, by the way, I should also point out, Shala would have done that the instant Amelia was hit. Blue, I mean, it's something Shala does because she doesn't wear armor, so it's kind of crazy for her to walk around without it. So the second there's danger, she's casting it. So it would
On
already be on her.
herself?
Yeah, on herself.
Or
No,
on.
Shala cast it on herself. She only has one casting of it, and mage armor can only be cast on yourself.
Except I can infuse it into the butterfly pendant.
Yes, but Shala is not an artificer.
So I would do that. How long does that take?
Well, but the thing is, though, Shala's source of mage armor is she either uses mage armor or gets nothing from it.
Correct.
It's not like she's using a spell slot she could use for other stuff. It's only for mage
Oh,
armor.
I think she's talking about Amelia.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My bad. Never mind.
Yeah, Shala gets it from a feat. So
Amelia doesn't have that.
No.
And she'd rather like to not get shot
to
repeatedly.
be fair, Amelia doesn't need that. She's a full caster who can cast wizard spells. Shala's a
I know.
bard who can only cast one wizard spell. And 2 wizard cantrips.
It's very
No.
impressive.
2 wizard spells and 4 wizard cantrips. I forgot she got that feat twice.
Yeah, she casts as many wizard cantrips as my character does, so.
Alright, so Aras, if you can, while you figure out how long it's going to take to do that, what are the rest of you doing? What's the plan here?
Amelia is essentially offering herself as tribute to go out and
Right, and you did call
distract.
out. There was no response. Either she can't hear you or she's not responding to you.
Moira gives you kind of a flat look and says, "Dear, you know I disapprove." And then Moira is going to exit. She is going to head over here. She's trying to stay between the windows so that she doesn't get shot, and she's going to sidle up close to the building. And start breaking these windows.
Oh,
All right. Just so you know, those windows are not big enough for you to get through.
That's fine. She
Okay.
just wants to be able to see what's going on inside.
Gotcha. First things first. Ross, did you find out how long it takes to imbue an item?
So, the question is, do I have to imbue it in order for her to cast it on herself, or can I cast it on her?
No, you can
Is it
only cast
mage
mage
armor?
armor on
Okay.
yourself. So you
Okay,
have to
then
imbue
it'll take 1 minute.
That's. We'll say that's doable from the time you
Well-
guys got in the shed to now.
Is
Okay.
this mage armor based on traditional D&D rules? Because
Yeah,
you
why?
can cast that on any willing creature as
Oh.
long as you can touch them.
Never mind. I did not know that. Maybe that's
Yeah.
other rules I'm thinking of. So no,
I
you don't
may
have
have
to
a
imbue the item.
selfless wizard who gives mage armor to everyone in a different campaign.
So never mind. You could just cast it on her if you choose.
Okay, then I'll just cast it on her.
Gotcha.
yay!
Miri, roll me.
I have
Roll-
Sanctuary in effect, by the way.
Gotcha. Roll me a strength check.
For glass?
Not for glass, but for the items behind it. Remember, there's heavy furniture and casks and stuff piled up against these windows. Yeah.
Gotcha.
You do not have the strength to push those out of the way.
Wait.
That wasn't.
Huh?
That was
Oh, that's Shala.
Shala's-
My
That-
apology.
And for some reason, I clicked it on my page to cast it on Amelia, and I don't know why it said Shala did it.
All right. And that's your check. Okay, much better.
Fury of Mombird.
You are able to push the cask that is out of the that is at the window back. Hang on, let me get up there. And again, you can see. I'm not going to add them right now, as that makes things kind of confusing for me. I'll explain why later. But you can see the 8 zombies sitting at the table, miming their meal. You do not see anyone else. Roll me a perception
That
check.
said, should I roll a perception
Yes,
check?
I was going to say, roll me a perception check.
There it is.
12. Gotcha. Give me a second here. Miri, a hand crossbow bolt shoots at you.
They have to roll wisdom too.
Oh, that's true. And I'd say you'd have partial cover. I don't think a 17 is going to hit you if you have +2 to your AC anyway, correct?
No.
All right. So
it's not going to hit me.
Let me go ahead and just roll this.
It's not going to hit me anyways.
Right. So either way, whether they failed or saved, the crossbow bolt pegs into the wall on the other side of the window. But you don't know where it came from.
Ross will say over the walkie-talkie to Mary, I mean, if you were just going to break the windows, I could have done that from here. I can see the zombies and I can shoot them from where I am, I think.
They're not shooting.
Sib, you're not going to be able to shoot them from there. Those windows are way too narrow. And there's too much stuff in front of them. Even if Miri cleared all of them, you might be able to shoot 1 or 2 of them, but most of them are going to be completely hidden from view from where you are.
Okay.
Well, and I don't think the zombies are the big threat right now. Yeah.
I don't either.
Miri kind of mumbles under her breath. Oh, you're going to make me come in there after you.
Out of curiosity, if I see that where the crossbow hit and stuck in the wood, can I follow the angle back to see where it's
on the other
from?
side of the wall. From
normally, if someone attacks you, if someone attacks you, they become revealed. This person didn't.
Future.
Hey, Jim.
Yes.
Hang on, real quick. Gotta check something. Oh, yes, I would like to use See Invisible.
Surrender. Got it. See Invisible spell?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. You can suddenly see anything that was invisible magically or through natural ability. You don't see anything that you didn't before, though.
Okay.
Is she not close enough to see into the house?
She's still in the doorway.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast just magic weapon on my rapier.
Okay.
All right, Amelia's going to move out of the house.
Stay behind me.
She tentatively looks around Mary.
At this point, I think, for the sake of all involved, we are going to roll for initiative. So hang on a second. Sorry, Aras, you're going to hear a ding just as I move that out of the way. Let me show this to all of you. How do I do that? Oh, guys, open up your combat tracker. That's all you need to do. And go ahead and roll initiative for me.
So, for a player who doesn't know where the combat tracker is...
Top right corner, you see 2 cross swords.
Gotcha. Okay.
How do we roll initiative in this thing again?
It's next to your AC on your core sheet.
You drag the little die-looking icon into the chat.
There it is. Found it.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Natural
Another
20.
nat 20.
What the fuck, guys?
Third
Another
nat 20.
Oh,
Holy cow. Freya, Murray, and Shala are just ready to go.
yeah, Weary's not fucking about, man.
All right. So I'm gonna
Also,
from this point
Freya?
forward, I'm gonna have you guys move in turn order.
Okay. I was going to say, why does Freya have 38 wounds?
I don't know.
Freya?
I removed it though.
Doesn't?
Yeah, she certainly shouldn't.
She doesn't in the combat. Oh god. Now she's got 100. Now it's gone.
Yeah, and by the way, Rin, normally it will add that damage for you, so you shouldn't ever have to worry about that unless I tell you take extra damage for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
Right. So
In which case, we're gonna come to your house and break your legs.
first up first,
Oh.
Freya, you saw Muri break down a window and say you're going to make me come in there. You saw Amelia leave and start walking up towards Muri. What are you doing?
You see, I don't think she's inclined to use anything really high level right now, because as far as she knows, it's not like initiative's being rolled, because that'd be metagaming.
Right.
So I'm gonna say that she holds her action to cast Firebolt if she sees anything hostile.
Gotcha. Okay. Muri. Your turn.
Have we established that there are no other doors to this mansion?
There are the two that I pointed out. The one that
That's
you're
it?
right next to in the front door.
Sick. We're going over to this one.
Okay.
I'm tempted to go back to the front door just because I don't like narrow hallways and fighting in them. But does that mean we'd all have to roll to get back over the hedge?
Well, of course.
Oh, god damn it. Okay. Well, we're at this door. Somewhere he's going to start trying to break down the door. If it is not open.
I was going to say, would you like to try and open it first, or you
Yes,
just going to town?
if it is not open.
It is unlocked. Muri just starts busting it with that mace, and it just swings open. It is unlocked, and when you open the door, you see a small entranceway that leads to. Hang on, let me pull up my pointers here. This door is closed. The other door next to it is open. And you see a small guest room or antechamber with a nice couch and a nice chair and a nice table, but no one inside it.
Delightful.
All right, that's your... let's see. So you only moved, 10, 15 feet? So you got 15 more feet of movement if you choose. Oh, by the way, I should also point out, when you open the door, the smell of rotting flesh and undead just hits you like a truck. It is absolutely rancid in here.
Disgusting. I'm hereby naming this the Roadkill House. Ew. I do want to roll real quick perception.
Sure.
There it is.
Well,
sorry.
All right, go ahead.
Why?
Well, so a perception check is an action, and I can tell you from your passive perception what you've already seen. You've already taken an action to open. Well, no, opening the door is a interaction. You haven't actually taken an action yet, so you can do that if you choose. Because opening a door is just part of an interaction.
She's looking for people. She's looking for traps. She's looking for whatever is
Roll
in here.
me an investigation check then.
That's investigation.
Yeah, because you're actively searching for things.
There you are. Why can't you use the wisdom skills?
Ooh, 20. You don't see any traps of any kind. You do see the following. In that chamber, that room, there are 2 corpses. A man and a woman, both probably in their 60s. They are on the ground. It looks like they've been dead for a few days at least. And from the looks of it, they are suffering from advanced blood veil disease. Murray, roll me a medicine check. Or medical, sorry. 21, okay. You know from your study of the blood veil and from what you've seen it do and how long it takes and Ross's notes, this party was supposed to be held, 3 days ago? Blood veil takes 7 days to kill someone, but these people look as if they've died of blood veil. All right.
I think that's it for my turn, yeah.
All right. Then we are up to Shala. What's Shala doing?
She doesn't really want to move outside yet if there's bolts flying everywhere. So she'll kind of go near the door and ready Dissident Whisper if she sees somebody to cast it on.
All right. What's the range of that?
I think 60 feet.
60, yeah. So that's plenty of range to make it there. Okay. Running in action to see Dissonant Whispers. Gotcha. Amelia, your turn.
Amelia is going to quickly move over to the window and look through to see if she sees any no longer invisible psychopaths.
No, you do not. You see the 8 zombies still sitting there feasting.
Tear me slightly.
She's going to remain behind Mwiri and try and, I guess, keep an eye out around her.
Gotcha. Aras, your turn.
Aras is going to double move to run quickly up to the building and trying to stay in between the windows for cover.
Gotcha. Understood. All right. You're able to make it to the wall and kind of hide in between the windows so that you can't be seen from the inside. All right. So you get there. Rhea, what are you doing?
Just a second to see what this thing does. I don't think that's useful right now. Okay. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'll go ahead and use my channel divinity. I think it's a heart and home for the resistances.
Okay.
And then I'll go ahead and walk up.
Freya.
Why did
up.
Freya move?
Freya comes back.
So fast.
And does
apparently, I can
Yeah,
send people's tokens.
All right. Understood. Okay. We're back up to Mwiri. I'm sorry, no, we're back up to Freya.
Expeditions are a good thing. And Freya knows her place in the back of the group. So she's like, I'm going to walk up and ready Firebolt again.
Understood. Firebolt ready. Mwiri, your turn.
Mwiri is going to step into this room and test the door that is between her and the dining room to see if it's open.
That one is open as well.
And Muiri would like to use her channel divinity as to
First things first, do you wish to open the door?
she's gonna try and quickly open the door and then immediately use this channel divinity.
Understood. So give me a second as you open the door as I add these rotting boys to the turn tracker. Let me throw this over here because I'm going to need that. I know I'm going to need that. All right, give me a second. I got to make them all visible. I'm still learning the ins and outs of this. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. So the reason why I didn't add them before is because, as you can see, it's throwing them on the turn tracker. And that would make things super confusing for everyone if they are not actively part of the fight. But guess what? Murray's opening the door and casting Channel Divinity. So now they are in the fight.
So the channel divinity is turn undead. It's also destroy undead. When an undead of CR 1/2 or lower, I don't know what that means, fails its saving throw against your turn undead feature, the creature is instantly destroyed.
So basically, if they're really weak undead, they just instantly die.
They're
That's what it
nobles. They
means.
can't be that strong.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. What's the wisdom save?
It would, I think, be your spell DC.
Right.
I think.
Do you have?
So-
Can you actually have an option to cast? So, Murray, do me a favor. Control click all of the zombies because I think they're all within 30 feet of you. 1, 2. Yeah, they're all well within 30 feet of you. So control click all the zombies and then cast your channel divinity feature. Uh-oh, we lost her.
She was an undead of CR 1/2 or lower.
Give me a second. Let me do this.
Wow.
I'll do that.
Just gone.
So I will do this. I will target them all for her.
Hmm.
Oh,
How do you
sorry.
do that,
Sorry,
by the
my
way?
internet is kind of blinking in and out.
Control left click.
What?
No, I'm
Control
targeting all the
left.
zombies for you. So can you go ahead and cast the
Okay.
channel divinity feature for Muri? Should be at the bottom of your sheet, I believe.
Under main or actions?
It should be in actions.
Should
it
be.
is
Give me a
one.
second.
Beep boop beep boop beep boop beep boop. Because it's not under actions. I don't see it.
Let's see. Skills.
You might have
maybe?
not
No.
registered it
Abilities.
as one. But it's a cleric feature that you can do as an action.
All right, that's fine. That's
Wait,
fine.
hold on, here it is.
Yeah, I mean, my
Destroy undead.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Cast that.
I would just
It
have them
doesn't do
roll
anything.
a bunch of
All right.
d20s
Yeah.
with their
I
modifier.
was gonna try and to avoid that, but that's fine. So there are 8 zombies. Their wisdom save is so fantastic.
Yeah, but
bitch.
I mean, this isn't like a spammed feature though, so it shouldn't be an issue.
Okay.
What is the CR of an undead? I don't know what that means.
Challenge rating.
Challenge rating, correct. Different undead have different creatures have different challenge ratings.
So if this is a D&D zombie, it's 1/4, I believe, which means that if they fail this, they just die.
So 1, 2. What's your spell DC?
That's a good question.
If you just cast a spell with the DC on it in chat, it'll show.
I'm pretty sure it's at
It
least-
says, I think it's wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, I know.
So-
What's your DC to beat?
I'm
What
gonna
is your
say
here? Let's do it this
15.
way. It's what's your wisdom score?
Or
My wisdom score is an 18.
So
It would be
4
a
plus
15.
So 15.
DC's a...
None of them beat it.
Yeah.
Muri
okay.
walks into that room, channels divinity, and all of the undead at the table scream in a high-pitched, creepy voice and just melt away into ash.
Oh, honey. Oh, no. Okay, all right.
Give me a second.
God.
Yeah,
Okay.
all those d20 rolls, -2 on all of them. So.
What's up, bitch? I'm in your house.
So give me a second here.
Destroying your undead.
That's a powerful feature.
That
when,
is
when
very
they roll
powerful.
bad.
Especially when Mary hates undead as much as she does.
Yeah.
Like, fuck these people.
No, I've designed miniature dungeons with rooms like that, and then there's actually not a fight that happens because of the cleric, so that's fun.
All right. However, first she needs to roll a wisdom. How do I roll? All right, fine. I'll just have to add a modifier to it. Just add 3 to this. Oh, why is that not working? Why can't I roll you? Oh, you know what?
Does
I might
Channel
need to...
Divinity count as a offensive action?
It doesn't matter. There's a action readied. Oh, there we go.
Well, it would matter because it might take down her
Yeah, sanctuary is what I'm asking.
Yeah,
about.
I know.
I would
yes,
say
yes, absolutely,
yeah.
it would. So she doesn't need to roll a wisdom
especially
check.
in this manner.
Yeah, so never mind. Good thing for her because she would not have passed it. So instead, she is going to. Sorry, let me get this down here. Murray, a handbow arrow launches at you for an 18 versus your AC.
Oh, that hits.
Okay.
Well, also, I do want to ask. These are all sneak attacks, right?
Correct.
So shouldn't those be being rolled at advantage?
Yes. Sorry, I'm not used
It might matter.
Using I'm not used
Like,
to
I don't want to be the antagonist here, but then that 20 might come into effect.
22 points of damage, Muri, as a
Ouch.
crossbow bolt hits you. However, give me a second here, as I have to reveal an area. As you see a laughing, half-crazed, elf. Give me a second here. Let me find you a picture. It hits you in the upper shoulder, in between your armor, for 22 points of damage with her bolt. It is now Shala's turn.
So Shala would at least move up. Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to about there. And can she see?
Roll me a perception check. She'd have to be looking through the window into that back room.
Okay.
Well, there's no more zombies to block the way.
Very true. No, she cannot see her.
Okay.
No, Freya, I wouldn't count that as a search action. That's more of just walking up there and seeing what you can see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally get what you mean. Yeah.
She will, however, give Amelia inspiration.
Okay. Amelia, you have a D6 to use at your whim. D8. Is it D8 at level 6?
I think the D8s come at level 5, don't they?
It's possible. You might be right. So D8 to use at your whim.
Oh, thank God.
Yes.
Probably gonna need it.
All right. All right. Amelia, your turn.
Amelia comes and walks up behind Weary, and she's going to she's going to call to fucking I just had her name.
Mori looks over her shoulder at you, and she's clearly in a lot of pain, but she sort of says with some like dark humor in her voice, "Well, I did find her."
Arrow quivering in her shoulder.
Yeah.
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 All right. Any actions, Amelia?
Oh, she would call into the house to Jelustina again.
Okay, and say what?
You can do it, Leech.
Oh, God damn it.
What?
You don't have to word it per se. You can just say the gist too if you want to do that. Amelia?
Pretty much she would say something along the lines of are you done playing, or can we talk now?
You hear Celestina respond, Amelia, is that you? Come to join the party. And that'll be it for your turn. Unless you want to do an action. You technically haven't done an action yet.
Not like I shot you earlier or anything, right? Just gonna try and roll persuasion.
Okay, sure.
Oh God. Just going to try and persuade Jelustina to fucking stop.
Good fucking
19 plus 3 is 22.
Unfortunately, and Amelia, you would know as a long shot, when Celestina's at play, there's very little stopping her. So, unfortunately, does not have much effect.
I was one away from a goddamn crit. I'm so mad.
You were. You really were. This was going to be Vencastrican all over again.
Oh, God damn it.
But no, Amelia, you know this well from your time. One of the things that revolted you the most, when she is at play, there is no talking to her. Aras, your turn.
Hey, I finally heard the ding. Okay. Can I see her from where I am looking through the windows?
Roll me a perception check.
Come on, you stupid little dice.
And just to explain this a little bit, normally I would not be making everyone roll so many perception checks, but you stated that you were staying between the windows, so you would not have seen the shot that hit Muri. So this is more of a, could you have kind of guessed or tracked it back? Unfortunately, you can kind of hear where the voice is coming from, but you don't see her.
Okay. And I guess the doorway is blocked by Muri and
Amelia, correct.
Amelia.
You can move through them if they let you.
Muri's not been the most accommodating.
And actually, we should be putting you guys in your actual squares there.
Accommodating about what?
Allowing people to move through you.
Oh, yeah, no, sorry.
Okay.
I'll say that while she's kind of preoccupied with, she's about to try and pull this arrow out of her shoulder and heal herself. While she's preoccupied with that, you can move through her.
Okay. Then I would like to, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'd be able to get into the room kind of behind a chair or something. Would I be able to see her still or yet?
You might have to stand on your tiptoes to see over the chair.
I would say you could see her. Yes, I would say you could see her.
Okay, then I will shoot her.
Shoot her! She would have partial cover, but that doesn't matter to you.
Doesn't matter to me.
Doesn't matter to you. Real quick, hang on. Before you do that, remember, guys, to control click on your target before you roll your attack.
Oops.
That's fine.
Did not
That's fine.
do that.
19. Give me a second here. That would be a hit. However, she uses her reaction to cast. I can't cast it. I don't know how to cast it. Shield. She casts shield, raising her AC by 5. And as you shoot her, a blue shield she throws her hand up, creating a blue shield that blocks the bullet. She goes,
Okay.
Amelia, you bring such interesting friends.
Okay.
Is that your turn?
Oh, actually, I will try to shoot her again with my second barrel.
Understand, because your character would know this, shield lasts, I believe, until the start of her next turn, so that will be, her AC will be harder to hit by 5. You can still take the shot.
That's fine.
Sure. No, that hits the shield as well.
You know.
Hey,
it's okay.
Yeah, it's worth trying.
Yep.
Okay.
And that would be the end of my turn.
All
Just
right.
to ask, by the way, would the second barrel profit from having the scope on it?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
would a 20 land? Because technically that would be a 20.
No, it would not.
Okay. I didn't think so, but, you know.
Next up is Rhea.
All right. So,
Only
while
4 people
Muri's
between you and them.
occupied, I can get by her. Would
What,
everyone
nobody's
else?
stopping to help? Cold.
Actually, Oh, you're right. Never mind.
And technically, I forgot, so I let it go. Moving through them is a difficult terrain, so I'm not sure Ross would have made it there, but that's fine for now. I forgot. I didn't think about it. So, Ross, you are there. Yes,
Okay.
Rhea.
All right. So, I'll just I'll double move to get there.
Okay. I wonder why she's not showing up on your version of the turn tracker.
Is it, like, hidden in some manner?
Oh, you know what?
Kind of like a GM layer?
Yeah, it's hidden in this manner, actually.
Oh, come on now.
She's there, but she's not showing up on the turn tracker for you. She's not hidden at the moment.
Well, I didn't know if you could hide her, like, turn tracker thing separately or not, though.
I don't know. I'll figure it out later.
Mm-hmm.
In any case, she's going last, so she rolled an 8 on her initiative, so.
Gotcha.
Rhea, did you double move?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, perfect. Then it is her turn. Let's see what she's going to do. She's going to pop out here, and you can all see her now. Let's see. Hang on. Actually, no, she's just going to double move. She's going to blast through that door and disappear somewhere you know not where.
Would that proc my
No,
reaction, by the way,
it
since I
wouldn't.
saw her?
Your
No? Okay.
reaction?
Well, I held action to shoot at a hostile creature.
That's true.
I don't know
Yes, I will say yes. Go ahead
Yeah,
and...
if you want to give her cover, that's fine. I just...
Yeah, she'd have partial cover. But yes, I think that's fair.
Also, since she's not here anymore, I can't select
Just go
her.
ahead and roll it. Yeah, that's fine. I'll add the damage if need be.
Okay.
That's a hit, even with her partial cover. Go ahead and do damage.
She would also... No, her turn just started, so she does not have shield.
No, she does not.
Yeah. That's a mighty 4 damage.
Okay. So she does take 4 damage. As
that should do 2d10, because I'm...
Right, that's true. 7 damage.
So
you peg her in the back of the shoulder. She runs and bursts through the door, and then takes a bonus action to hide. Okay, I forget how to... Oh, there we go. Okay. Welp.
Do we hear something fall over in the next room?
All right. She doesn't do a great job of hiding per se, but she's definitely out of your view. And she bursts that door open. But none of you in a position where you could see through the door. She just bursts it open and runs. That is her action. Freya.
Okay. Freya has something powerful she can use if she can find her, but she needs her to get over here. So that's gonna be a double move to get inside. But let me count the tiles real quick. 5.
Sure.
Math.
It's
Yes.
fantastic. All right.
Okay, so if that's a tile I could stand on, I could go there.
I'm gonna go
With the
ahead
double move.
and you can see into that room. So I'm gonna go ahead and reveal that room. I mean, you won't be able to see all of it, but that's fine. I'll just, for simplicity's sake, reveal it. And
oh, great! That looks fun.
Oh, that's a lot of stuff.
all right, give me a second here. Can I do this all at once? Nope. I cannot. Gosh darn it. There's got to be a way to set them all as visible. I'm going to have to refine this process, guys. My apologies. For some reason, well, I know why, but whenever I set an encounter on the board, it's set to where you can't see them, and I have to individually make them visible to you.
Squee, that's too many.
They're just zombies. They're not that hard to kill.
So, Freya, as I'm doing this, let me describe what you see. You see zombies still in the dress of nobility, miming dance as they dance with each other around the room in a very slow, shuffling step.
Okay.
Except when the door bursts open and you come through, you see that some of them are doing that, but the ones closest to the door turn to regard you.
Well, Freya's she's gonna step back 5 feet, her last 5 feet, and she's gonna yell out that there's a bunch of zombies in that room.
I made a mistake.
Oh no! She runs away.
All right.
That's the end of her turn, though.
Okay. Oh, by the way, everyone, when you're done with your turn, there's a little arrow on the bottom of the tracker you can hit that will move it. So, yeah, there you go. So that you can move it when you're done. I think it's a better rule of thumb. That way I don't move it before you're ready. Muri, it's your turn. Freya just called out there's a bunch of zombies in the next room.
Muri will take a health potion real quick.
Okay.
We're trying to preserve my spells, if possible.
Understandable.
How much is just a regular health
1d4 plus 2, I believe. Oh, 2d4 plus 2. Thank you. Glug, glug, glug. So 4.
Oh.
Great.
4 points. Minimum healing. But hey, you're only wounded by 18. Do you know how to fix that, Murray? You go over to the turn tracker where you see WND wounded, the 22, and you just change that to 18.
I can't change it.
Oh, well then I will do it. Looks like I'll need to be doing that for you guys.
You should be able to change it on your sheet.
Yeah, you can
Oh, yeah.
change it on your sheet. Yeah.
All right, but hey, you're down to the green now. You're not heavily wounded. So that's a plus. All right, so that's your... now, in our house rules, taking potions yourself is a bonus action. So you still have a standard action and a movement action. Yeah, I know. I looked that up later, Rin, that yes, that is a feat that rogues get, and that does kind of take away something from them. But otherwise... But
nobody's a rogue in this party, so fuck it.
Well, but Faust kind of was. But I have found very much so that without that rule, potions become very deadly to use, and not in many instances they're not considered much of an option. And I like to encourage potion use. So
I agree. That's fine. It's just I'm pretty traditional when it comes to the rules, like a rules lawyer.
Understood.
Not to annoy people. I just know them.
You've never
That's
annoyed
all.
anyone here, so I don't think that's an issue. But I do like to explain when I change the rules. I like to explain my reasons for it because I am I'm 90% traditional. So
yeah.
All
Well,
right,
it's fine. This is Pathfinder based campaign. This hard.
yes, that's very true. Murray, are you opening that door?
If it is open, and as she
Yes.
passes the corpses of the people on the ground, she'll kind of softly say a prayer under her breath.
Gotcha. You see more corpses in the entryway, 2 more that are lying dead, and as you round the corner, 10 zombies dancing grotesquely as if there's still a ball going on.
That's nasty, so we're gonna take my action to do the same goddamn thing. Because fuck these people.
But just so you know, you wouldn't get all of them. Let's see, hang on, 5, 10, 15, 20. No, you would. Yeah, would. Yeah, you would. 30-foot radius?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you'd get all of them. Her last channel
so they
divinity.
all have to roll to beat a DC 15?
DC 15.
15,
Yeah.
right. So I'm just going to go ahead and roll 10 dice and remember to subtract 2 from everything.
Okay.
All right, so that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here we go. So, 1 makes it, 2 makes it,
make it.
2 make it. Okay, give me a second here.
So yeah, one of them's near the front, one of them's closer to the back. If you care about that.
I do. I'll probably just move them.
Okay, yeah.
Once I... Alright. Yeah, that'll work. How I have to remove them is a little bit odd. But normally I'm not removing so many at once.
Yeah, I mean...
So we'll do like that. So 2 of them survive it. The rest just fall to ash. And Murray, I believe that was your last channel divinity, correct? Per short rest.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
But really well done. Taking out 8 zombies
15
each
zombies.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as Murray just enters the room and people just fall to ash as she drops her holy mixtape.
Nice.
That
right.
shit's banging, yo.
Anything else, Murray?
That's all I can do.
Then hit that arrow for me, please.
Oops.
No, that's fine. Just I'll say it until we get into the habit of it. Shala's turn.
Turn complete. There you go.
So Shala's gonna move.
Why is Shala S. Hala? Because that's really funny, but there's a space in her name that probably doesn't
Shala
need to be
Eshala
there.
goes to the Valhalla Gala.
Okay. So she's going to move up, and since she can't see anybody but Murray, she is going to cast Healing Word if I can find it. Wait, no. I swear I thought she had that. Oh, yep, level 1 spells. It's just closed now. Why? Okay. Healing Word on Murray.
Thanks, Boo.
All right. So that is, I believe, what, 2d4 plus your charisma? Or 1d4 plus your charisma. Hang on. I don't know. I haven't seen Healing Word in a while.
Yeah,
It's a
1d4
1d4
plus
charisma.
your spell casting ability modifier.
So 5. So 1d4 plus 5. Because Shala's got the charisma for days. Well, minimum healing again. Mary, you don't heal good today.
That's okay. I can take care of myself.
Actually, it's 4 plus 4. So 5 total.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Is that Shala's turn?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah. That's her turn.
All right. Hit that arrow
Thank
for me.
you.
If I can get it.
Did you edit that, or should I throw that on my sheet? Hold on.
I'll throw it on your sheet. Oh, it already has been. Yeah, you're up to 13
okay.
now.
I targeted you.
Yeah, it did it
Thank
automatically,
you.
which is so nice about targeting. All right, Amelia, 'tis your turn, lady.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's like a family reunion.
Oh, I hate this. How do you do the measuring stick thing? 'Cause
Right click.
Correct.
No, because that's just.
Well, you right click and then there's pointers, and you can go to draw arrow.
I thought it was control left click too.
Oh, maybe. I
No,
don't know. It
no.
might be both.
So you can control left click on a token, and that'll show you the distance from you to the token. But to just measure distances, you can draw arrows, or more to be more speedy about it is just each square is 5 feet, so you can do that too. Either way.
No, but that takes too much time. Okay, I guess she's gonna go into the room again behind Mary.
All right.
Would she be able to like poke her head through the door and lob something at one of the zombies or something?
I'm gonna go for it.
No, I would say no. Because that's
Okay.
technically being in Weary's space.
Well, fine.
Too many feathers in the way.
God damn it, Mary.
Anything else for her action?
You could probably move past her, but you're putting yourself in the line of fire.
No, because that like right here is like from where she was to right where she is. That was her full movement.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead and hit that down arrow for me. Ross, it is your turn.
So she's gonna walk over here to the door and
see zombies.
Yep.
But many fewer zombies than Freya was talking about.
True enough.
And gonna shoot the one closest to Mori. What?
Did you target it?
Yes, I did target it.
Weird.
She still has her set. Or
oh
she
yeah,
has her
you still have targeted towards Jolestina.
Yeah.
Well, it actually just says target zombies.
7. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
All right, but that's fine. You hit the zombie, so go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
And you do 19 points of damage to the zombie, hitting it, blowing its left arm off as you hit it in the shoulder. And it just kind of sits there. It's it looks like it used to be a noble man, probably in his early 20s. You blow off his fancy corset, corset. That's not what it is. Doublet. As you blow off his left arm, he just kind of stands there limply, leaning to one side now.
And I will take my last 5 feet of movement to step back through the door.
Okay.
Dang it. If I can put it in the right spot.
Okay.
Anyways.
Yeah, close enough. Actually, right there.
Yeah.
All right.
I was gonna give up my turn and then position it, but that's
Sure,
fine.
of course. Rhea, your turn.
Okay. I am unable to untarget Jolistina.
Give me 1 second. I'll have you untarget her. Did that work? Yeah.
Yep. So I will move
Target
up
Zambi number 5.
Zambi and make some attacks.
That is a hit. Zombies don't have good AC.
Okay. And then we'll just get some damage in there.
All right, 6 damage. You wounded Zambi number 5, which is looks to be a plump noble woman, probably in her middle years, wearing a violet dress, like bright violet, almost pastel.
All right.
Well, it's not going to be violet a lot longer with what you're doing.
It's going to be pretty scarlet.
That's another hit, yeah.
Well, you could say that it's now a violent dress.
With 4 damage. All right, so you've done 10 damage to it so
Oh,
far.
wait. And then there's 2 plus 4s because of magic weapon. Oh, wait,
okay.
no. It's
What?
just plus
I
1.
think it's just +1.
So this, just 2 damage extra.
Okay. Got it. So I'll go ahead and add that. So you've done 12 damage to it. Okay. Yeah, it looks hurt. It looks very, very hurt. Is that it for your turn?
Yep, give me 1 second. I just gotta bring the tracker out from under the map.
Sure.
There we go.
All right, Jolistina's turn. All right. I don't know how to roll her abilities. She really needs to roll her abilities. I'll just have to add to this, I suppose. Yeah, okay. As she does stuff. All kinds of stuff.
That we don't notice, probably, with that kind of roll.
Probably not.
Yeah.
All right. That is her turn. And actually, we need to go ahead and end the session here. Oh no, well, we'll do the zombies first. We'll end the turn out, right? This zombie's gonna shuffle up to Muri, and this one's just gonna attack Rhea. So zombie number 7 is going to target Muri and attempt to slam you with its attack. Rolling a 16, that's a miss. And that is all it can do. So, zombie number 5 is going to target Rhea and try to claw you with its hand or punch you with its fist. 19 is a hit. It actually hits you, doing minimum damage. 3 points of damage to Rhea as it just punches your breastplate, but with surprising amount of force for a plump, middle-aged, noble zombie.
All
like
right,
Rhea,
and then
you're almost like, the hell?
That would be what, halved to 2?
Correct.
1,
yeah, half
2.
to 2.
All
right. That is its action. And we will stop here at the top of the turn order. I know I hate ending in the middle of combat, but to be fair, this is going to be not something that is solved incredibly quickly, as you're in the first 2 rooms of the manor. So we will stop here for the week, and next week we'll pick up as you guys continue to explore the Carwin Manor.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And you thought it was going to be zombies over in Racker's Alley.
We're such fools. Does that
Fools you
mean
are.
there's going to be live nobles over in Rikers Alley?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's
Really
just
mix it up a little
maybe
bit.
it's just zombies for days. Zombies.
I'm not
Zombies
dead
and
yet.
I mean, we gotta give Miri chances to look just absolutely badass. Walking into rooms, channeling undead to ashes, which is an interesting thing
You're
because zombies have a
welcome.
really unique ability that doesn't proc when you burn them to ash with the channel divinity. All right, but that's
You said
fine.
zombies have a really unique ability that what I can cut
That
off.
doesn't proc.
Yeah.
That doesn't proc when you burn them to ash with channel divinity.
They have a chance to stay alive after you kill them.
Mm.
But if you one-shot them with the channel divinity, that doesn't proc.
Doesn't proc.
It actually, hordes of zombies are only really annoying because usually when you hit them, there's a decent chance unless you hit really hard that they don't die immediately.
Yeah, it's almost as if the danger here is the fact that there's an elf sneak shotting people while you're fighting zombies. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, if we can try and corner her in a room.
Yeah. Good luck.
Freya has a plan, but she has to see her first.
This is the whole reason that I've attempted to get Rhea out front with everything layered onto her.
Well, we'll see everyone next week. Ta-ta!